Chapter 1907. After Qin Song heard Qin Wentian's words, he directly turned and took a step out, soaring through the air. A powerful heavenly deity from the Qin clan actually wanted to flee? This seems somewhat ironic. Not long ago, Qin Li and Qin Song even said that they wanted Qin Wentian to apologize to the Qin clan and hand over the heaven vault to the Qin clan. They wanted to bring Qin Wentian away for punishment. But now he, a heavenly deity, actually chose to flee without fighting. Although it was ironic, it was also normal. Qin Song and Qin Li's strength weren't too far apart. Qin Wentian could easily banish Qin Li. In that case, it wouldn't be difficult for him to deal with Qin Song as well. How difficult was it to cultivate to the heavenly deity level? He naturally cherished his life even more. Don't you feel that it's too late to leave now? Qin Wentian calmly spoke. A single glance from him seemed to cause time and space to distort. His gaze was extremely terrifying, shooting out beams of heavenly Tao light. With a single glance, the entire space was enveloped by his eyes. Space was twisting and distorting. It felt like the space-time before him was frenziedly revolving. At this moment, the experts of the boundless sea region were all staring at Qin Wentian's eyes. His eyes were like the heavenly Tao, representing the laws of heaven and earth. Qin Song felt the distortions in the space-time. His expression turned ashen as he punched out, causing the heavens and earth to rumble. His punch seemed to be able to envelop the entire space, but it wasn't able to break through the distorted space-time. The distorted space-time rotated in reverse, engulfing his body within. After that, it connected to Qin Wentian's body. "If I don't allow you to leave, would you be able to?" Qin Wentian arrogantly spoke. "Since you want to enter the heaven vault so much, I will send you in." Qin Wentian calmly spoke. After that, the distorted spacetime shot up into the sky. A crack appeared in the heaven vault as the sealed spacetime was sent into it. Qin Wentian was actually so confident that even a heavenly deity in his peak condition wouldn't be able to break through his sealed spacetime. Is that still a powerful heavenly deity? Many world overlords felt their hearts trembling. The battle they saw today had toppled everything they knew. Powerful heavenly deities were actually like ants being crushed by others, unable to retaliate at all. In truth, they had never seen it before because it was very rare for deity-level battles to erupt in the supreme ancient immortal realms. A battle between heavenly deities would implicate too many people, and all the major powers would feel some trepidation. However, between Qin Wentian and the Qin clan, there was basically no way for them to ease up. They were originally mortal enemies who would care about it. Back then in the Heaven Vault, the Qin clan forced Qin Wentian to enter the god's extinction path. How would Qin Wentian be polite when dealing with the heavenly deity of the Qin clan? Hence, the deity-level battle they saw today was different from what they had imagined. But to those peak characters from the hegemonic powers, other than being shocked by how strong Qin Wentian was, they didn't find it strange that there was such a huge disparity in strength between heavenly deities. However, wasn't Qin Wentian a little too monstrous? It was like he easily dealt with the two heavenly deities of the Qin clan. Most probably, other than the few powerful heavenly deities of the Qin clan, even if the other heavenly deities appeared before him, they wouldn't be able to pose any threat to him. Was this what he relied on to face the people of the world outside the Heaven Vault? His strength was so strong that even ordinary heavenly deities had to look up to him. Qin Wentian still stood in the air above the sea region. The sea breeze continued to caress his body, but the gazes of everyone when they looked at Qin Wentian had already changed. It was no longer as wanton as before, as though they could crush him easily. They truly understood that this handsome young man who stood proudly in the air was able to become famous in the supreme ancient immortal realms. It wasn't a coincidence that he had such strength. He was currently writing a legend that belonged to him. Undoubtedly, in the future, Qin Wentian would surely leave behind a mark in the history of the supreme ancient immortal realms. Countless gazes stared at Qin Wentian, including some familiar faces. Goddess Nikhang also didn't expect that the young man who almost fell into a devil's heart back then in the world of reincarnation would actually be so powerful to such an extent. No wonder the legendary place ultimately chose him. The legendary place of the Tiandao Sacred Academy was like a place where one could see the will of the heavens. Qin Wentian was being stared at by countless gazes, but his expression was as calm as water. The reason why he displayed his strength was because he wanted to intimidate some people. He wanted to prevent others from wanting to fish in troubled waters. If they wanted to force him to open the heaven vault, they better be prepared to be enemies with him. Strength was undoubtedly the best method to intimidate others. After this battle, other than the hegemonic powers of the supreme ancient immortal realms, there wouldn't be any other hegemonic powers who dared to have any designs on him. If not, they would simply be overestimating their own capabilities. Is there anyone else who wants to threaten me and wants to enter the heaven vault? You can step out now. I might consider sending you into the heaven vault. Qin Wentian calmly smiled. Send him into the heaven vault? Like Qin Song? If one's strength was inferior to Qin Wentian, so what if they entered the heaven vault? On the contrary, they would be like a turtle trapped in a jar, being toyed with by Qin Wentian. This time around everyone shut up. Those heavenly deities who were arrogant earlier also tactfully didn't say anything. In such a situation now, if ordinary heavenly deities still dared to threaten Qin Wentian, they would truly not know what's good for them. Qin Wentian clearly wanted to use the advantage of the heaven vault, and was prepared to fight against the experts of the supreme ancient immortal realms. It was fine if his strength wasn't strong, they could still suppress him. But it just so happened that Qin Wentian's strength was sufficient to destroy all of them. Who would dare to step forward? Were they tired of living? Why? Earlier weren't there many people who threatened me? Now all of you have shut up? Qin Wentian mockingly laughed. After that he waved his hand and in an instant, a hole appeared in the sky. This was none other than the heaven vault. Who wishes to enter? Qin Wentian calmly asked. If there is someone who wishes to enter, I might not obstruct you. The heaven vault was open just like that. As long as someone was willing, they would be able to enter. But not long ago, they were still frantically wanting to enter. Now that the heaven vault was opened up, no one dared to express their thoughts. If they entered the heaven vault, how could they fight against Qin Wentian? Wouldn't that mean that Qin Wentian could do whatever he wanted to them? Is there no one? Qin Wentian smiled as he asked. Me. At this moment a voice rang out. After that a person soared through the air and flew over. He was dressed simply and stood there, resembling an extremely sharp sword. He stared at Qin Wentian. If you agree, I do wish to enter the heaven vault to cultivate. Qin Wentian stared at the person who came and smiled. Since Senior is interested, Junior will naturally welcome you. Please. He had seen this person before, but this was the first time he spoke to him. This person was none other than the sword monarch, Jian Junlai. Jian Junlai nodded lightly to Qin Wentian. After that, his silhouette flashed as he transformed into a beam of sword light, and directly entered the heaven vault. In front of the eyes of everyone, he actually entered the heaven vault. I didn't allow you guys to enter, but you guys wanted to threaten me. But when I allowed you guys to enter, no one entered. How ridiculous! Qin Wentian mockingly laughed. His silhouette flashed as he directly entered the heaven vault. After he entered, the heaven vault closed once more. Qin Wentian's voice still echoed through the air. Some people had ugly expressions on their faces while others spoke in a depressed tone. Yeah, Qin Wentian said earlier that he can allow anyone he wants to enter. Before this, he allowed people to enter. Why didn't I enter like the sword monarch? I missed my chance. Lin Xiao smacked his head as he spoke in a depressed tone. Who said that entering the heaven vault meant becoming enemies with Qin Wentian? That was because there were people who threatened Qin Wentian earlier. This was why he acted so domineeringly. But if he took the initiative to invite people and didn't have any ulterior motives in his heart, there shouldn't be any problems for him to enter the heaven vault, right? Could it be that Qin Wentian would really kill those who entered the heaven vault? After thinking it through, many people felt regret, like they missed out on something. However, there were also some who snorted disdainfully. Maybe Qin Wentian didn't obstruct Qin Wentian because he saw Jian Junlai. If it was someone else, who could guarantee that Qin Wentian would allow them to enter? That might not be the case. When they thought of this, many people felt relieved. However, the experts gathered here all felt like they were being toyed around in the palm of Qin Wentian's hands. There were so many experts here, but they couldn't do anything to a newly ascended heavenly deity. In fact, even if he opened the heaven vault, no one dared to enter. How ironic was this? The battle at the Boundless Sea region was like Qin Wentian's fame. It circulated through the supreme ancient immortal realms. The son of the traitor of the Qin clan, Qin Yuanfeng, was now so powerful that he dared to challenge the Qin clan, easily dealing with two heavenly deities of the Qin clan. One of them was exiled by Qin Wentian and the other was trapped in the heaven vault, never to come out again. After that, a voice rang out from the heaven vault, telling the Qin clan to bring the heavenly deities of the Luotian clan and the 10 world overlords to exchange for them. After the Qin clan received this news, they were all enraged. In addition to Qin Li and Qin Song, the Qin clan had already lost 4 heavenly deities ever since the heaven vault opened. 2 died in the god's extinction path, 1 died in the hands of Qin Tiangang, and 1 died in the terrifying god's extinction path. Right now, Qin Li was imprisoned forever and Qin Song was in the hands of Qin Wentian. Although the Qin clan was one of the 3 hegemonic powers in the heaven region, and had many heavenly deities, 4 heavenly deities were sufficient to cause the Qin clan to suffer a huge blow. Also, this didn't include Qin Zhong who died in the desolate region. Including Qin Zhong, there were 5 heavenly deities in total. The irony was that the deaths of 5 heavenly deities were all related to a single person, Qin Wentian. One was once humiliated and ignored by Qin Dangtian, the son of the traitor of the Qin clan, causing the powerful Qin clan to lose face time and time again, losing heavenly deities. Unknowingly, there were already 5 heavenly deities who died in the hands of Qin Wentian. Thinking about it, it was extremely terrifying. Boundless City once again attracted the attention of the supreme ancient immortal realms. Countless experts rushed here, including heavenly deities from the various hegemonic powers. They were prepared to have a good chat with Qin Wentian. Since Qin Wentian could allow Jian Junlai to enter the heaven vault, why couldn't he allow them to enter? The commotion in the outside world seemed to have nothing to do with Qin Wentian. He was currently cultivating in the heaven vault. Naturally, there were a few people currently transmitting their voices to him. Back then, I could already tell that you would definitely be able to stand proudly at the top of the supreme ancient immortal realms in the future. Hence, I decided to befriend you and treat you to wine. Seems like my judgment is truly accurate. I can't help but be impressed. Brother Qin, now that your name has spread through the supreme ancient immortal realms, have you forgotten the brothers who went through thick and thin together with you? The 4 of us are now together and are preparing to seek refuge with you. 10 Miles Springwind's voice rang out in Qin Wentian's mind. This fellow was still as shameless as before. Bring some good wine over. However, don't blame me for not reminding you guys. You guys entered the heaven vault with the identity of my friends. This news will spread out sooner or later. In the future, in the outside world. Qin Wentian stopped here. 10 Miles Springwind naturally understood. Qin Wentian's possession of the heaven vault meant that he had offended all the hegemonic powers in the supreme ancient immortal realms. It was true that they could cultivate in the heaven vault if they recognized him as a friend. Can it be that we are not friends? Don't tell me that you don't want to recognize us anymore after becoming a heavenly deity? 10 Miles Springwind jokingly spoke. Qin Wentian smiled. If his friends wanted to come, he would naturally welcome them. Chapter 1908. Outside the heaven vault, the experts in Boundless City were as many as the clouds. Qin Zheng and Qin Dangtian of the Qin clan personally arrived, but by the time they rushed over, the heaven vault had already closed. They could only stay in Boundless City to plan on how to deal with Qin Wentian. Right now their Qin clan still had a heavenly deity, Qin Song, in Qin Wentian's hands. But as long as Qin Wentian hid in the heaven vault and didn't come out, they wouldn't be able to enter. The entrance to the heaven vault, other than Qin Wentian, no one else would be able to open it. Qin Wentian's current strength also caused Qin Zheng to feel a trace of threat. If this continued, Qin Wentian might really threaten their Qin clan. They had to find an opportunity to eliminate Qin Wentian. But inside the heaven vault, the scene was completely different. Back then, the friends Qin Wentian befriended when he attended the convention 10 Miles Springwind, Old Ghost, Phoenix, Chao Tian, all came to the heaven vault. Many people personally saw them entering, but the instant the heaven vault closed, no one dared to enter recklessly. Qin Wentian's strength was clear for all to see. He was a huge deterrent. Within the heaven vault in the starry space, a group of figures sat in the air. There was a stone platform in the center and the fragrance of wine permeated the air. Naturally, this wine was brought here by 10 Miles Spring Wind. At this moment, Chao Tian took out his messaging crystal and seemed to be busy with something. Chao Tian, it's so hard for us to reunite. Why are you so busy? 10 Miles Spring Wind asked. I can only say that the Heaven Vault is too famous. The moment we entered, the news instantly circulated out. The people of my clan are all asking about it. Chao Tian spoke. Haha. When did you receive the favor of your clan? 10 Miles Spring Wind laughed. Chao Tian kept his messaging crystal and spoke. Ignore them, it'll affect my mood. Let's drink. Reality. Phoenix laughed. Chao Tian, you should be feeling proud and elated. You, who were previously disliked, have probably become a popular figure in the Scarlet Sun sky. 10 Miles Spring Wind continued to tease Chao Tian. After that, his gaze turned to Qin Wentian. Although I already knew that Qin Wentian would definitely be extraordinary in the future, I didn't expect it to be so fast. Heavenly deities can't even withstand a single strike from you. Qin Song of the Qin clan should still be trapped by you, right? I didn't expect it, just like how I didn't expect Jun Lai to become the Sword Monarch in a single leap. The affairs of the world are unpredictable, isn't that the case? Old Ghost raised his head and drank his wine. Not only were they present, the Sword Monarch Jian Junlai was also seated at the side. So it turned out that the reason why Old Ghost was so familiar with Jian Junlai was because he was acquainted with Jian Junlai. Back then when they participated in the convention together, they were already friends. After that, Jian Junlai became a character whose name shook the entire Mystic region. He was given the title of the Sword Monarch, the #1 sword in the Mystic region. Old Ghost, you really can serve as a foil, Phoenix teased. They were also somewhat taken aback. Old Ghost was actually acquainted with Jian Junlai, and their relationship was very good. Many years ago when he participated in the convention, he served as a foil for Jian Junlai. Now he served as a foil for Qin Wentian. Qin Wentian's fame today was only stronger, and not weaker compared to Jian Junlai back then. Jian Junlai caused a storm in the Mystic region, while Qin Wentian caused a storm in the Supreme Ancient Immortal Realms. This can also be considered fate. During the 2 conventions that Old Ghost participated in, the Time Monument appeared both times. Qin Wentian and I both received the guidance of the Time King, and now, we finally have a chance to sit together. Jian Junlai spoke. He didn't speak much, and right now, the sharpness radiating from him had already vanished. In fact, he exuded a scholarly aura, no longer exuding a tyrannical aura. For fate cheers, Qin Wentian raised his cup and smiled. Everyone drank together. At this moment, a voice rang out in Qin Wentian's mind. His eyes flashed and he took out his messaging crystal and sent a strand of his divine sense into it. What's wrong? 10 Miles Spring Wind asked. My grandfather is here and will be arriving at the Heaven Vault soon. I'll go and receive him. Qin Wentian spoke. Everyone nodded. Qin Wentian's grandfather, the original clan leader of the Luoshan clan, Luoshan Chuan. Back then when Qin Wentian's name circulated around the Mystic region, 10 Miles Spring Wind and the others were all shocked. He was actually the son of Qin Yuanfeng and Luoshan Qianxue. Qin Wentian's silhouette flashed as he left this place. At the same time, in the airspace above the boundless sea region, a terrifying gigantic bird soared through the air. This bird had a wingspan of 1,000,000 miles, and with a single flap of its wings, a violent hurricane would be formed, causing the surface of the sea to churn violently. Its speed was extremely fast, traversing boundless regions with a single flash. This gigantic bird was a Kuan rock. In just a few breaths of time, it arrived at the location of the Heaven Vault. When the experts in the surroundings saw the appearance of the Kuan rock, many heavenly deities had a dazzling light in their eyes. Kuan Sovereign. The Kuan Sovereign of the Demon God Mountain has also come to the Heaven Vault. Who is on his back? The eyes of everyone gleamed with sharpness. The Kuan Sovereign was one of the 5 demon sovereigns of the Demon God Mountain. On his back, there seemed to be someone beneath the gigantic feathers. There seems to be quite a few people. The eyes of everyone gleamed with sharpness. The Kuan Sovereign had transformed into a Kuan rock. How gigantic was his body? Each of his feathers was larger than humans and could easily hide people within them. At this moment, there seemed to be a human silhouette within the feathers on his back. Luo Shenchuan. The eyes of some people narrowed. They actually saw Luo Shenchuan standing within the feathers on the back of the Kuan sovereign. However, compared to the gigantic body of the Kuan sovereign, Luo Shenchuan seemed extremely small. But even so, he couldn't escape the detection of the divine sense. When they thought of the relationship between Luo Shenchuan and Qin Wentian, their gazes froze as a thought appeared in their minds. The Kuan sovereign came here for the heaven vault and Luo Shenchuan was traveling with him. Clearly, the heaven vault was about to open soon. Their divine senses swept out, wanting to see clearly who the others were. However, the Kuan rock was known as the sovereign of the sky. His speed was incomparably fast like lightning. He directly soared up into the sky. A crack appeared in the sky. It was none other than the opening of the heaven vault. After that, the gigantic body of the Kuan rock directly entered it and in the next instant, the crack in the sky gradually closed. I seem to have seen many people. There are many people hiding on the back of the Kuan sovereign. Someone exclaimed in shock. In the desolate region, Luo Shenchuan once joined forces with the demon god Mountain to deal with the divine Ox clan. Seems like because of this relationship, Qin Wentian allowed the people of the demon god Mountain to enter the heaven vault for cultivation. Everyone soon guessed some things. In addition to the voices from the desolate region, they immediately guessed that there were probably many people hiding on the back of the Kuan sovereign. It was just that the Kuan sovereign's speed was simply too fast. So fast that the vision of others couldn't catch up to him. Their divine senses only swept out for a moment before the Kuan sovereign vanished. Within the heaven vault, the body of the Kuan sovereign continued moving forward, arriving at the ancient pathway in the starry space. Before him, Qin Wentian's figure appeared. After that, the Kuan sovereign spread his wings. Each of his feathers unfurled and in the next instant numerous figures walked out from his wings. Just like what the people outside guessed, there were over 1,000 people who came here. The heaven-devouring demon sovereign also walked out, as well as the other 3 demon sovereigns. The 5 demon sovereigns of the demon god Mountain appeared together. Other than them, there were also many people around the Luotian clan. They stared at the young man before them as emotions filled their hearts. They were all people from the Luotian clan and were willing to follow Luo Shenchuan. Now they accompanied the Kuan sovereign to the heaven vault. Once, the young man whom the Luotian clan didn't really like was the controller of the heaven vault. The entire supreme ancient immortal realms wanted to obtain it, and he was already a heavenly deity. Ordinary heavenly deities couldn't even withstand a single strike from him. He captured Qin Song of the Qin clan and made the Qin clan use the heavenly deities of their Luotian clan to exchange for Qin Song, wanting to cleanse the humiliation of the past for their Luotian clan. When they thought of how the Luotian clan treated him back then, many people in the Luotian clan felt guilt in their hearts. This was simply too shameful. This was also the reason why they were determined to follow Luo Shenchuan. Seniors, I trust you have been well since we last met. Qin Wentian smiled. Brat, you are already so strong now. Why are you still addressing us as seniors? The demonic eyes of the heaven-devouring demon sovereign stared at Qin Wentian. He didn't expect that in just a few hundred years, Qin Wentian would have such accomplishments today. His talent was simply too shocking. Qin Wentian smiled. I am a senior, it's only right for me to address you as such. Now that all of you have come to the heaven vault, you can cultivate freely in this boundless starry space. In fact, all of you can choose some demon-attributed constellations and treat them as your demon god mountain. Treating a single constellation as a demon god mountain? The heaven-devouring demon sovereign mumbled. After that, he laughed uproariously. How tyrannical. In the supreme ancient immortal realms, there shouldn't be any other peak powers as grand as you, right? In this boundless starry space, it's fine even if Senior wants more constellations. Qin Wentian laughed. Grand. The Kuan sovereign calmly spoke. He glanced at the constellations in the air. However, Qin Wentian did have the qualifications to be grand. The heaven vault was under his control. The 9 heavenly layers and the countless constellations in the 9 heavenly layers could all be transformed into cultivation grounds. In the entire supreme ancient immortal realms, there wouldn't be a second person who could be as grand as him. Awesome. The dragon sovereign laughed. I'm preparing to choose a demonic dragon-type constellation to nurture my demonic dragon bloodline. Haha. In that case, I will choose a rock-type constellation. The Kuan sovereign laughed. What about me? The heaven-devouring demon sovereign glared in anger. Fine little rascal, and I will occupy a constellation each. Everyone laughed. Who asked heaven-devouring beasts to be so rare? Seniors, please. Qin Wentian spoke. Everyone nodded and stepped onto the ancient pathway. Qin Wentian followed behind the experts, staring at the boundless starry space. Right now, the number of people in the heaven vault gradually increased. In the future, this ancient pathway could be used to create homes for the Demon God Mountain and the Luotian clan. There would definitely be a day when the power of the heaven vault would be able to contend against the supreme ancient immortal realms. He believed that as long as he had enough time, the power of the heaven vault would be able to contend against the supreme ancient immortal realms. Chapter 1909. In an inn in Boundless City at this moment, the area around the inn was under control. There were many experts guarding the surroundings, and the cultivation bases of these guards were all terrifyingly powerful. All of them were world overlords with no exceptions. Also, they were dressed in different attires. They were all world overlords from different powers. But at this moment they only had the qualifications to stand guard outside. At a place extremely far away from the inn, there were many experts spectating, wanting to know what would happen in the inn, because they knew what statuses the people sitting in the inn right now had. Just a few words from them could cause the entire supreme ancient immortal realms to tremble. Today the Qin clan leader, Qin Zheng, invited the experts of the various hegemonic powers here. This wasn't a secret, and the news had long circulated around Boundless City. As for why they were talking, everyone could guess. Naturally, it was because of the Heaven Vault. At this moment, everyone in the inn was a hegemonic character of a region. Ordinary heavenly deities could only stand. As for those seated here, there were the Qin clan leader Qin Zheng, the Chenkuan sect leader, the Nine Heavens mystical maiden, the Che clan leader, the Thunder clan leader, the Five Elements sect leader, the poison god of the God Extermination Palace. Any one of them was a hegemonic character in the supreme ancient immortal realms. Most probably, only someone with Qin Zheng's status would be able to invite them here. Ordinary heavenly deities wouldn't have such weight. I'm sure everyone has already guessed the reason why I invited all of you here today. The Heaven Vault is the most suitable secret realm for cultivation in the supreme ancient immortal realms. It is connected to the 9 heavenly layers, and one would be able to comprehend the Tao on the constellations there. I believe that since all of you have come to Boundless City, everyone would be interested in the Heaven Vault, right? Qin Zheng spoke. Qin Zheng, just tell us your purpose directly. There's no need for such empty words. The Chenkuan sect leader calmly spoke. They weren't here to listen to Qin Zheng's nonsense. What did he want to do by gathering them here exactly? Right? Qin Zheng nodded. For a secret realm like the Heaven Vault, all powers would want it. It would be extremely difficult for anyone to monopolize it. Hence, we can only control it together. This way, we would be able to control the situation in the supreme ancient immortal realms. Everyone naturally understood that with the Heaven Vault, they would be able to create heavenly deities in the future. They would be able to control the supreme ancient immortal realms for all eternity. Naturally, this was unless they fought amongst themselves. Right now, the Heaven Vault is still in the hands of the traitor of your Qin clan. He is hiding inside and not coming out. In addition, he even gathered experts from the Luotian clan and Demon God Mountain to hide in there for tens of thousands of years. What can you do? What's the point of discussing the ownership of the Heaven Vault now? The Che clan leader calmly spoke. Everyone stared at Qin Zheng. Since he gathered everyone here, it meant that he already had a plan. Qin Wentian wants our Qin clan to use the people from the Luotian clan to exchange for Qin Song. If we want to exchange, the Heaven Vault would definitely open. Qin Zheng spoke. The eyes of everyone flashed. Indeed, this matter has already been circulated. Qin Song was captured alive because he wanted to exchange hostages with the Qin clan. Given everyone's capabilities, if they are prepared, even if the Heaven Vault only opens for an instant, it should be sufficient for them to enter. Qin Zheng spoke. At that time, as long as all of us enter the Heaven Vault together and send half of our experts outside, how can Qin Wentian escape? The eyes of everyone flashed with a strange light. Qin Zheng's words could be considered a plan. This matter might not succeed if the Qin clan acted alone. After all, Qin Wentian himself was already very strong, and there were heavenly deities from the Luotian clan. In addition, the 5 demon sovereigns were also in the heaven vault. Who knew if they would act on behalf of Qin Wentian or not? In that case, the various hegemonic powers had to join forces before they would have a chance to seize the heaven vault. The peak experts of the supreme ancient immortal realms were discussing how to seize the heaven vault. Over at Qin Wentian's side, it was as though he was isolated from the world. He had no idea what was happening in the outside world. At this moment, Qin Wentian, who was cultivating, suddenly received a voice transmission from Chu Shan. He couldn't help but take out his messaging crystal and ask, "Grandpa Chu, Wentian, not long ago, Qin Zheng gathered the experts from the various hegemonic powers in a certain inn. I guess that this gathering is targeted at you. You have to be careful." Chu Shan reminded. Qin Wentian's eyes flashed. "They are here." As expected, the hegemonic powers of the supreme ancient immortal realms naturally wouldn't let this matter rest. "Many thanks, Grandpa Chu." Qin Wentian spoke with gratitude. "Grandpa Chu, are you and Nikhang coming to the heaven vault for cultivation?" Actually, Qin Wentian had always wanted to say this, but it wasn't convenient for him to do so. Chu Shen was a heavenly deity-level expert and naturally had his own pride. Goddess Nikhang was the #1 beauty of the heaven region. He wanted them to enter the heaven vault because he wanted them to avoid the marriage. Although he didn't wish for Goddess Nikhang to be together with him, he didn't have the qualifications to interfere. Also, if he wanted Chu Shen and Goddess Nikhang to hide in the heaven vault to avoid the marriage, his reputation wouldn't be too good. This was especially so since there were rumors about him and Goddess Nikhang in the immortal realms. Hence he had been hesitating. Qin Wentian naturally understood what Chu Shan was thinking in his heart. If Chu Shan wanted to form a marriage alliance with the Qin clan, why would Chu Shan inform him? Hence, Qin Wentian took the opportunity to invite Chu Shan. "I'll ask for Ni Chang's opinion." Chu Shan smiled and replied. After so many years, his pride has long been ground away. Right now, he only hoped that his granddaughter could live a good life. Hence, as long as Nikhang was willing, he wouldn't care about his old face. Hence, he didn't feel anything about Qin Wentian's invitation. He didn't feel that Qin Wentian had seen through him. Chu Shan found Goddess Nikhang. His gaze was gentle as he spoke in a light voice. "Nikhang, Wentian is inviting us to enter the heaven vault to cultivate. What do you think?" Goddess Nikhang inclined her head, her beautiful eyes staring at her grandfather. She naturally understood the meaning behind this invitation. After a moment of silence, she seemed to be contemplating. After a long time, she shook her head lightly. "Nikhang, can you tell Grandpa your thoughts?" Chu Shen stared at his granddaughter. He knew that back then when Qin Wentian brought back his son, his granddaughter's heart had already wavered. Right now, Qin Wentian issued an invitation. He really didn't know what she was thinking about. "What qualifications do I have to enter the heaven vault?" Goddess Nikhang calmly spoke. After that, she turned and spoke. "Grandpa, I'm going to cultivate." Chu Shan started. He stared at the back view of his granddaughter before he bitterly smiled, feeling somewhat speechless. That's right, he could ignore his old face. But his granddaughter had extraordinary talent and was also known as the #1 beauty in the heaven region. She also had her own pride. What qualifications does she have to enter the heaven vault? Breaking the engagement and seeking protection from Qin Wentian? How would the people of the world view her? Qin Wentian and Goddess Nikhang had no relationship at all. There were only bad rumors circulating around in the immortal realms. In such a situation, Goddess Nikhang actually evaded the marriage and entered the heaven vault. It was unknown how many people would slander her reputation. Naturally, maybe Goddess Nikhang didn't care about the words of the people of the world. But what reason does she have to enter the heaven vault? Chu Shan had no way to refute that question. Taking out his messaging crystal, Chu Shan directly replied to Qin Wentian. "Wentian, Nikhang said, what qualifications does she have to enter the heaven vault?" Qin Wentian bitterly smiled when he heard this. This was also the reason why he didn't invite Chu Shan earlier. "Grandpa Chu, if you encounter any trouble, you must remember to tell me." Qin Wentian spoke. He would always remember the kindness of the Chu clan. Right? Chu Shan smiled. At the boundless sea region, the experts from the various hegemonic powers arrived at the Heaven Vault. Qin Zheng led the Qin clan's experts to suppress the heavenly deity of the Luoshan clan, Luoshan Han, as well as the 10 world overlords of the Luoshan clan. Qin Dang Tian also came. His eyes were extremely cold as he stared at the sky. Right now, the grudge between him and Qin Wentian was no longer a grudge from the previous generations. Back then in the Tiandao Sacred Academy, he couldn't be bothered with Qin Wentian. But now he actually dared to challenge the Qin clan. I've already returned your messaging crystal to you. Now you can inform Luoshan Chuan and tell him to inform Qin Wentian that we have a replacement. Qin Zheng coldly spoke to Luoshan Han. He had no way to directly transmit the message to the Heaven Vault. Hence, he needed to inform Luoshan Han to inform Luoshan Chuan. Luoshan Han took out his messaging crystal and sent a message to Luoshan Chuan. He had suffered all sorts of humiliation in the Qin clan. Now he finally saw hope. It was just that he didn't expect that the new clan leader, Luoshan Mu, would abandon him. The person who saved him now was actually Qin Wentian, who was abandoned by the Luoshan clan. When Qin Zheng went to deal with Qin Wentian, the Luoshan clan actually watched from the sidelines. This matter was simply shameful when he thought about it now. Luoshan Chuan and Qin Wentian, who were in the Heaven Vault, soon received the news. They immediately rushed towards the entrance of the Heaven Vault. Naturally, Qin Wentian, who had already received Chu Shan's warning, knew that this was clearly a plot by Qin Zheng against him. The entrance of the Heaven Vault was completely sealed. However, when Qin Wentian willed his will, he could see the scene outside the Heaven Vault. In his vision, there were many experts in the sea region, and there were even some familiar faces. These were hegemonic characters from the supreme ancient immortal realms. For example, the Qiankuan sect leader and the 9 heavens mystical maiden. They were simply too outstanding. Qin Wentian could recognize them with a single glance. With a wave of his divine sense, the scene outside the Heaven Vault transformed into a screen of light, appearing before the eyes of the people around him. Qin Zheng gathered the experts from the various hegemonic powers and brought people here for a trade. Grandfather, they want to act against the Heaven Vault. Qin Wentian spoke. They have indeed brought Luoshan Han here, and they came prepared. Wentian, what do you think we should do? Luoshan Chuan asked. Unknowingly, Qin Wentian's status in the hearts of everyone had already changed. Right now, even Luoshan Chuan was asking him what they should do. If this was in the past, it would be absolutely impossible. Tell Grandpa Han to tell him to tell Qin Zheng that we will only agree to the trade if there are people from the Qin clan in the Heaven Vault. Qin Wentian spoke. Luoshan Chuan passed the news to Luoshan Han and passed it to Qin Zheng. After Qin Zheng learned of Qin Wentian's words, his expression turned cold as he stared at the space in the air. This fellow was truly cautious. Could it be that he could even see the situation outside the Heaven Vault? Was this a sealed space or not? Chapter 1910. Qin Wentian wanted the others to leave. Only the experts of the Qin clan could remain in the sea region below the Heaven Vault. If this was the case, it wouldn't be so easy for his plan to succeed. The powers of the sea region come from all directions. How can I control them? Qin Zheng stared at the Heaven Vault as he coldly spoke. Luoshan Han transmitted his voice to Luoshan Chuan. Since this is the case, let's change the time for the exchange. At that time, I will naturally inform you. Qin Wentian replied. Luoshan Chuan transmitted his voice to Luoshan Han. Upon hearing Luoshan Chuan's words, Luoshan Han sighed in his heart. Could it be that he still wouldn't be able to obtain freedom today? He had to continue waiting. However, after that, Luoshan Chuan transmitted a message over, telling him that as long as the Qin clan dared to do anything to him, they would do the same to Qin Song. Qin Wentian and Qin Wentian conversed through space. Qin Zheng's expression grew colder and colder. Seems like Qin Wentian could tell what was going on. Hence he rejected the exchange. I can choose not to touch Luoshan Han. However, there are still experts from the Luoshan clan on the Luoshan mountain. Other than them, how many people from the Qingcheng realm and Azure Mystic can you protect? Qin Zheng stood with his hands behind his back as he coldly spoke, wanting to threaten Qin Wentian. Everyone felt some shock when they heard Qin Zheng's words. Qin Zheng was a heavenly deity, the lofty clan leader of the Qin clan. Given his status, He shouldn't have said such words. Using the lives of ordinary people from the Qingcheng realm and Azure Mystic to threaten Qin Wentian was an extremely despicable method. It was extremely shameful for a heavenly deity to do such a thing. However, Qin Zheng still said such words. From this, one could see his determination. Even if he had to lose face, he still wanted Qin Wentian to leave the Heaven Vault. Not only did he want to seize the Heaven Vault, he also wanted Qin Wentian's life. Luo Shenhan transmitted his voice. After Qin Wentian heard Qin Zheng's words, his expression instantly turned ugly to behold. Luo Shenchuan was the same. Qin Zheng, a mighty heavenly deity, actually dared to threaten them like this? Although the Luoshan clan was controlled by Luo Shenmu, Luo Shenchuan still had feelings for them. In the Qingcheng realm, although Qin Wentian has already brought his close friends and family away, the remaining people were all his subordinates, as well as those who had nothing to do with him. But even so, they were still lives. Qin Zheng actually wanted to use the lives of innocent people to threaten him? He could not tolerate Qin Xian. Qin Wentian felt like he could see back then when the supreme ancient immortal realms invaded ancient Azure Mystic and started a world-ending war. This was the so-called lofty heavenly deity, the Qin clan leader. Also, things were different now. If Qin Zheng really wanted to do such a despicable thing, he had no way to resist. Because right now, Qin Zheng wasn't the only one who wanted to deal with him. The people from the supreme ancient immortal realms were all here, staring at the Heaven Vault. The moment he exited, what awaited him wouldn't be as simple as the Qin clan. The Che clan is the #1 weaponsmith power in the supreme ancient immortal realms, and they are extremely proficient in formations. I'm sure it wouldn't be a problem for the Che clan to inscribe a divine formation in the Heaven Vault. Also, the God Extermination Palace can transform the area outside the Heaven Vault into a poison god realm. Anyone who gets close will die. From now on, as long as someone exits the Heaven Vault, that person would die. Since they don't want to come out, let's see how long they can stay here. Qin Zheng coldly spoke. Clearly, the gathering this time wasn't just to discuss a plan. If the plan failed, they still had other methods. These words soon entered Qin Wentian's ears. His expression grew heavier and heavier, cold to the extreme. They wanted to force him out. They wanted the Che clan to inscribe a divine formation, and the God Extermination Palace to create a poison god realm, sealing the Heaven Vault. At the same time, they wanted to deal with the Luoshan clan, Qingcheng realm and Azure Mystic outside. By doing so, would Qin Wentian be able to come out or not? These lofty heavenly deities, in order to deal with Qin Wentian, were already willing to use all sorts of methods. However, at this moment no one would blame Qin Zheng. The people from the various hegemonic powers all wanted to enter the Heaven Vault. But to many people, this was merely an extravagant hope. Even if the Heaven Vault opened and was controlled by Qin Zheng and the others, it would belong to the peak powers. They naturally wouldn't allow those weaker powers to enter. In fact, after they gained control of the Heaven Vault, there would surely be internal strife. Within the Heaven Vault, Jian Junlai calmly spoke. I didn't expect Qin Zheng to actually be able to say such words. Although Qin Wentian was the Qingcheng Realm Lord, it could be said that the Qingcheng Realm Lord didn't have much of a relationship with him. The people there were merely mortals of his realm, they had no ties with him. Qin Zheng actually used them to threaten Qin Wentian. From this, one could see how despicable he was. This would definitely cause people to look down on him. But at this moment, no one from the hegemonic powers would blame Qin Zheng. Their calm gazes seemed to be saying that this was how things should be. Since he still refuses to come out, let's invite the Che clan and God Extermination Palace to act. Qin Zheng calmly spoke. Several heavenly deities from the Che clan and God Extermination Palace walked out, exuding terrifying auras. They started to inscribe divine formations at the entrance of the Heaven Vault, while the people from the God Extermination Palace created a poison god realm, enveloping the entire space. In the future, if Qin Wentian wanted to come out or bring people in from the outside, it would be nothing but a fool's dream. The expressions of the people in the Heaven Vault all changed. This not only affected Qin Wentian, it affected everyone who was cultivating in the Heaven Vault. In the future, they would also have to face the divine formations and the God Extermination Palace's poison God Extermination Palace. This bunch of bastards. The 5 demon sovereigns all had heavy expressions when they saw the scene outside. Demonic chi gushed forth from them. I heard that the 5 demon sovereigns of the demon god mountain are all in the heaven vault. If they are willing to act against Qin Wentian, we might have a chance to capture him. At this moment, the Ox chieftain of the divine Ox clan suddenly spoke. The eyes of everyone flashed as they stared at him. Their hearts were as clear as a mirror. Who in the immortal realms didn't know about the conflict between the divine Ox clan, the Luotian clan and the demon god mountain? Right now, the Ox chieftain was trying to sow discord. Qin Zheng also understood the intentions of the Ox chieftain, but he still nodded. He then spoke to Luotian Han, who was beside him. Tell the 5 demon sovereigns of the demon god mountain that the demon god mountain is in cahoots with Qin Wentian and wants to occupy the heaven vault. Do they not want the demon god mountain anymore? This sentence was clearly a threat. When the 5 demon sovereigns heard this from Luotian Chuan, their demonic qi gushed forth frenziedly. Even they were implicated by Qin Zheng? How could this be? There were countless demonic beasts on the demon god mountain. It was impossible for the Kuan sovereign to bring all of them here in one go. This batch of demonic cultivators from the demon god mountain were all extremely strong and had extremely high talent. However, the demon god mountain was still their base. Before this, they weren't afraid of the divine Ox clan because the 5 demon sovereigns weren't present. If the divine Ox clan dared to act against the demon god mountain, they would naturally be waiting for revenge. But now the Ox chieftain of the divine Ox clan wanted to sow discord, causing Qin Zheng to threaten them. In the outside world, the experts from the Che clan were still inscribing the formation. The heavenly deities of the great Tao worked together to create the divine formation. Gradually, an incomparably resplendent screen of light appeared, locking down the entire space. The multicolored light radiating from the screen seemed to be able to destroy all existences. It felt like as long as the heaven vault opened, the light from the divine formation would be able to enter and kill those who wanted to exit. How terrifying! Everyone inclined their heads and stared at the sky. This divine formation spanned tens of thousands of miles and was parallel to the heavens. The light flowing around the divine formation was so terrifying, exuding a world-destroying might. In addition, the Che clan didn't stop their actions. They were still perfecting the formation. The people they wanted to deal with weren't ordinary characters, they were heavenly deities. Qin Wentian, Luotian Chuan and the others were all extremely powerful. The people from the God Extermination Palace weren't idle either. Their poison qi gradually took form, enveloping the heaven vault and completely sealing it. They wanted those who entered the heaven vault to fall into despair. Since they were unwilling to exit, they would make them die the moment they exited the heaven vault. Che clan God Extermination Palace. Qin Wentian's expression was cold. He personally witnessed everything. He saw the 2 hegemonic powers inscribing the divine formation to create the poison world. He would remember this debt of gratitude. He once said that he would accept anyone who wanted to seize the heaven vault. Now, the Che clan and God Extermination Palace have already responded to the Qin clan and took the initiative to act. In that case, he, Qin Wentian, would naturally accept it. Elder brother, what should we do now? In the heaven vault, Luo Shenlei asked. The current situation was extremely bad. If the other party only inscribed a divine formation to seal the heaven vault, things would still be fine. But they even used the Luotian clan, Qingcheng realm and Azure Mystic to threaten them. In this case, they were in a dilemma. If they wanted to cultivate for many years in the heaven vault before exiting, many people outside would surely die. Since Qin Zheng threw away his face and said such words, he would definitely achieve his goal. If Qin Wentian didn't appear, he would definitely act. Let's go out. Qin Wentian spoke. We have to think of a way out. Luo Shenchuan nodded lightly. This was also his thoughts. He couldn't watch on as the Luotian clan was destroyed. As for Qin Wentian, he was worried about the Azure Mystic Immortal Realms. Although the Azure Mystic Immortal Realms were still sealed, what if Qin Zheng and the others really went against the rules? After all, this time around, the hegemonic powers of the Supreme Ancient Immortal Realms joined forces for the sake of the Heaven Vault. There are so many experts outside. They are all waiting for Elder Brother to exit. Luo Shenlei's beautiful eyes flashed with worry. Should he exit? Why did Qin Zheng give up his face as a heavenly deity and use the lives of innocent people to threaten Qin Wentian? His purpose was to force Qin Wentian out. If Qin Wentian could exit the heaven vault, Qin Zheng's goal would have been achieved. Hence we have to think of a solution. Once we exit the heaven vault we can leave immediately. They won't be able to catch up to us. Qin Wentian spoke. However, the people outside were all powerful heavenly deities. It was easier said than done if they wanted to do this. Chapter 1911. Although it was very difficult, when the sound of Qin Wentian's voice faded, several gazes turned to a certain figure. Qin Wentian seemed to have sensed something and also glanced over. After that, his gaze landed on the Kuan sovereign. The true form of the Kuan sovereign was a Kuanping. He was also known as the Lord of the Sky. Are you sure you want to go out? The heaven-devouring demon sovereign spoke, his tone cold. Qin Zheng actually dragged his demon god mountain into this as well, threatening him together. This was simply ridiculous. Qin Wentian glanced at Luo Shenchuan. Before this, he didn't expect Qin Zheng to do this. Because of Qin Zheng's threat, he could ignore it. The Luoshan clan once abandoned him, allowing Qin Zheng to hunt him down. Luoshan Mu was their leader, and they basically didn't acknowledge him as a descendant of the Luoshan clan. Since this was the case, he could completely disregard their bloodline. As for the Qingcheng realm, it had nothing to do with him. If he wanted to use the Qingcheng realm to threaten him, given how vast the Qing clan was, how could they threaten the Qing clan? Qin Zheng's threat was because he couldn't think of any other solution. Hence, as long as there was a connection to him, he would use it to threaten him. This basically didn't seem like something a heavenly deity would do, let alone the fact that he was the Qin clan leader. But clearly, his bottom line was much lower than what Qin Wentian imagined. As for Azure Mystic, it was still in a sealed state. No one knew how determined Qin Zheng's words were. Hence, Qin Wentian could ignore Qin Zheng's threat and continue to cultivate in peace. Even if the people outside used divine formations to seal the heaven vault, what use would it be? He would cultivate in the heaven vault for tens of thousands of years. He didn't believe that these people would continue to guard it. However, Qin Wentian was Qin Wentian after all. As long as there was a solution, he wouldn't want to implicate innocent people. This was especially so for the people of Azure Mystic. Qin Wentian nodded to the heaven-devouring demon sovereign. Kuan, if you act, how confident are you? The heaven-devouring demon sovereign stared at the Kuan sovereign as he asked. No one was more suitable than the Kuan sovereign. The Kuan sovereign was one of the 5 demon sovereigns. The Tao of the Kuanping was incomparably powerful and could soar through the 9 heavens and 10 earths, unrestrained by the heavenly das. As long as I break through the god formation and poison barrier, none of those people will be able to stop me, the Kuan sovereign confidently said. In terms of strength, he might not be able to defeat those peak experts. But in terms of speed, he was confident that even Qin Zheng and the others wouldn't be able to stop him. This was one of the 5 great demon lords, the Kuan sovereign. Qin Wentian's eyes flashed. The demon god mountain only had 5 heavenly deities, but they were known as the 5 demon sovereigns. Back then, when the Divine Ox clan admitted defeat, the 5 demon sovereigns of the demon god mountain definitely had their own outstanding points. Demonic beasts had their own areas of expertise. Even if they were able to comprehend the Tao, it was also related to the innate talent of their race. Since there are people who want to make a move against our demon god mountain, let's teach them a lesson. The heaven-devouring demon sovereign spoke coldly. I will go out with you. Including me, the Che clan's heavenly deities haven't even stabilized their divine formations, and you want to kill us now? The dragon sovereign stood out as well, speaking coldly. Leave the poison barrier to me. The heaven-devouring demon sovereign spoke, his eyes cold. Even the demon god mountain was used to threaten them. He couldn't endure this any longer. I will accompany seniors out. Qin Wentian spoke. Me too. Luo Shenchuan spoke. In the outside world, there were many peak experts of the supreme ancient immortal realms guarding there. Yet, they were actually planning to leave. How audacious of them. Let's make our preparations now. The Kuan sovereign spoke. He reverted to his original form, and in an instant, a terrifying Kuan rock appeared. His body shone with a resplendent light, as though there was Tao might contained within. Qin Wentian felt that this was a little strange. The dragon sovereign transformed into a giant. His entire body was filled with explosive energy as boundless golden light radiated from him. At this moment he had a violet gold crown on his head and was clad in violet gold robes, resembling a supreme dragon god. He stretched out his hand as a violet gold claw manifested. Terrifying energy gushed forth from it. He had already prepared to unleash it when he was in the heaven vault. In this case, once he left the heaven vault, he would be able to erupt forth with his strongest might. The old dragon and I will destroy the divine formations for you. You just need to focus on advancing. The heaven-devouring demon sovereign spoke. Leave the poison gas to me. Qin Wentian spoke. Everyone nodded. They long knew that the bloodline of the Qin clan had the ability to purify everything, and was immune to all poisons. Since Qin Wentian wanted to go out with them, the corrosive power of the poison would naturally be left to Qin Wentian. Right now, Qin Wentian was already strong enough to be independent. They would no longer treat Qin Wentian as a junior. He was in existence on the same level as them. Right now, Qin Wentian's bloodline power gushed forth, fusing into the light, enveloping the Kuan rock and the experts on the Kuan sovereign's back. In addition, the bloodline power seemed to be infused with the light of the formation. It was like as long as Qin Wentian willed it, his defense could be strengthened at any time. Senior Kuan sovereign, are you ready? Qin Wentian asked. Yes. The Kuan sovereign spoke in a heavy voice. Let's move out. Qin Wentian calmly spoke. The light around the gigantic body of the Kuan sovereign grew increasingly resplendent. His silhouette flashed with inconceivable speed, and almost at the same instant, the heaven vault opened. In the outside world, the gazes of everyone were still focused on the divine formation as well as the towering poison gas. At this moment, a crack appeared in the sky as a gigantic figure appeared from within. The eyes of the experts flashed. All of them froze for a moment. After that, their eyes gleamed with sharpness. The divine formation that sealed the sky erupted with heaven-shaking might. Boundless destructive light shot out, directly shooting into the heaven vault. However, a roar of rage rang out, sounding like the roar of a dragon. The shadow of numerous divine dragons appeared in the air, revolving around them. An incomparably terrifying violet gold divine dragon appeared in the center. He was like a dragon god, lofty, the lord of heaven and earth. His palms transformed into sharp claws as he slashed out. In an instant, a gigantic claw attack appeared in the sky, tearing apart the heavens and earth, ignoring the distance between them as it directly slammed into the divine formation. In an instant, the divine formation trembled unstably, and after that, it started to crumble apart. Even the sky seemed to be trembling. Within the divine formation, numerous dragon shadows actually appeared, frenziedly destroying the divine formation. At the same instant when the dragon sovereign attacked, the heaven-devouring demon sovereign reverted to his true form. An incomparably gigantic heaven-devouring demon beast appeared. He opened his mouth and swallowed the countless beams of light from the divine formation into his stomach. The heavens and earth trembled violently as the divine formation collapsed in an instant. Boundless poison gas gushed out, transforming into a poison world that wanted to devour everyone who exited the heaven vault. The Kuan sovereign directly rushed into the poison world, and in the next instant, he exited it, ignoring the power of the poison world. The terrifying poison gas still clung onto the Kuan sovereign, but everyone could see that the poison gas was blocked by a barrier of light around them, being purified bit by bit. But at this moment, the other hegemonic characters also acted. Before this, they created a divine formation and a poison world to envelop the heaven vault. They didn't expect that Qin Wentian and the others would actually dare to come out. This was why they didn't immediately enter the heaven vault. However, since Qin Wentian and the others dared to come out, it wouldn't be so easy for them to leave. A divine formation appeared in the sky as divine punishment light instantly locked onto the Kuan sovereign and the figure on his back. Kill! Qin Zheng didn't hesitate. As the sound of his voice faded, the divine punishment light descended from the sky. However, at the same instant, the Kuan sovereign's body directly arced through the air. The divine punishment light didn't land on the Kuan sovereign, but blasted towards the boundless sea instead. In an instant, the boundless sea seemed to have been pierced through as a vacuum abyss appeared, connecting to the seabed. In fact, even the seabed itself was pierced through. The Kuan sovereign's gigantic body directly tunneled into the void. His body turned illusory, flickering in and out of existence, as though he wasn't under the control of any energy. Numerous figures moved at the same time. A lightning region appeared, transforming into a world of lightning. The 9 heavenly thunderbolts frenziedly blasted towards the Kuan sovereign. Even if the Kuan sovereign was in the void, he wouldn't be able to escape. There were also heavenly deities from the prison god clan who acted. They sealed the space, creating an absolute space, wanting to trap the Kuan sovereign within and capture these figures who exited the heaven vault. The dragon sovereign Luo Shenchuan, Qin Wentian and the others all unleashed their attacks, blocking the attacks from the Kuan sovereign. The gigantic Kuan rock's body was still flashing with heavenly Dao light. Every time it flapped its wings, Dao might would be contained within. With a single flap it traversed the lightning region, and with another flap it traversed the absolute space. There was no spatial energy that could trap it. What a terrifying speed! The eyes of everyone flashed. The Kuan sovereign's body had already vanished into the clouds. Even the spatial energy that enveloped the heavens and earth had no way to obstruct him. Many heavenly deities chased after the Kuan sovereign. Terrifying energy waves churned in the air, but it didn't take long before everything calmed down. Very swiftly, those hegemonic characters returned here with ashen expressions. The hegemonic characters from the various hegemonic powers joined forces, but they still failed to obstruct the Kuan sovereign. This was definitely a very shameful matter. As for ordinary heavenly deities, they basically didn't even have the qualifications to touch the Kuan sovereign. To many people, this was the first time they fought against the Kuan sovereign head-on. They finally understood why, although the Kuan sovereign wasn't a peak-stage heavenly deity, in terms of speed, there were only a few in the supreme ancient immortal realms who could be compared to the Kuan sovereign. Also, what was truly terrifying was the Dao the Kuan sovereign comprehended after combining the innate talent of the Kuan rock. He was able to traverse all spatial energy and world energy, ignoring all Dao obstructions. It was precisely because of this ability that the Kuan sovereign dared to say that no one would be able to trap him. Bastard! Qin Zheng coldly spoke. He gathered all the experts here and even used a divine formation to seal the heaven vault. But he didn't expect that Qin Wentian and the others would actually walk out so openly and soar through the void. Although they could continue chasing, they understood that it was useless when they saw the Kuan sovereign's speed. They wouldn't be able to catch up to him. At this moment, the Kuan sovereign and the others were already very far away. In the clouds, the Kuan sovereign slowed down and spoke. No one is chasing us anymore. Kuan, you are injured. The heaven-devouring demon sovereign spoke. On the gigantic body of the Kuan sovereign, there were many traces of blood. Don't worry about it. The Kuan sovereign spoke in a low voice. Back then, there were so many violent attacks. Although everyone acted together to block them for him, he was still injured when he traversed the Dao. But even so, it didn't affect his speed. Right now, the sky is as high as a bird. If these people wanted to deal with their demon god mountain, they had better be prepared to pay the price. Chapter 1912. Where should we go now? In the air, the Kuan sovereign who was shuttling through the clouds asked. Let's go to the desolate region. Qin Wentian spoke. The demon god mountain and Luoshan clan were both in the desolate region. After they exited, their first destination would naturally be the desolate region. Naturally, other than the demon god mountain and Luoshan clan, there was also the divine ox clan. Even if we go to the desolate region, it wouldn't be so easy for us to bring people back to the heaven vault. At the very least, it would be extremely difficult for us to do so within a short period of time. Luo Shenchuan spoke in a heavy voice. Everyone naturally understood this logic. Although they managed to barge their way out of the heaven vault, if they wanted to return, the difficulty would be even greater. The experts from the various powers all knew that they were outside. How could they not guard the heaven vault? There's no way for us to bring people back. Since those people threatened us once, there would surely be a second time. The heaven-devouring demon sovereign nodded. After we return, let's temporarily disband the demon god mountain. When the time is right, we will gather all the demons in the desolate region to come to the heaven vault to join us. I believe at that time, as long as the heaven vault gives a command, all the demons would definitely come to join us. The dragon sovereign spoke. The eyes of the heaven-devouring demon sovereign and Kuan sovereign flashed. Seemed like there was no other solution. If they didn't want to be threatened, they could only temporarily give up their headquarters. If not, if Qin Zheng threatened them once, there would surely be a second time. Grandfather, what about the Luoshan clan? Qin Wentian glanced at Luoshan Chuan. I will inform the elders on the Luoshan mountain about what happened outside the heaven vault. Let them decide for themselves. I have no way to control their thoughts. Luoshan Chuan spoke. Many of those who were willing to follow him were already in the heaven vault. As for the others, they were either followers of Luoshan Mu, or they didn't want to leave the Luoshan mountain. But now, Qin Zheng used the Luoshan mountain to threaten them. In that case, there was a high possibility that he would act against the Luoshan clan. Naturally, he wouldn't allow Qin Wentian to start a war against the Qin clan for the sake of the Luoshan mountain. Even if he was Qin Wentian's grandfather, there was no reason for him to say such words. Back then, when the Qin clan wanted to deal with Qin Wentian, the Luoshan clan chose to abandon Qin Wentian. He left alone to fight against heavenly deity Qin Zhong. Not only did the Luoshan clan not save him, they even stopped him from going there. Under such a situation, Qin Wentian was willing to take in the people of the Luoshan clan who followed him. This was already because of the blood ties between them. Since the Luoshan clan wasn't willing to acknowledge his existence, Qin Wentian naturally wouldn't have any relationship with the people on the Luoshan mountain. There was no reason for him to fight for them. As his grandfather, he also couldn't say such words. He could only inform the people on the Luoshan mountain and let them decide for themselves. At the same time, what he could do was to do some things outside to deter Qin Zheng and the others. Right? Qin Wentian nodded. The Kuan sovereign continued shuttling through the air, heading towards the desolate region. On the Luoshan mountain, the people of the Luoshan clan already learned of what happened in the Boundless Sea region. Luoshan Chuan also sent news over. At this moment, on the main peak of the Luoshan mountain, many experts of the Luoshan clan gathered together. Many of them had heavy expressions on their faces. For example, Luoshan Mu. His expression was the most unsightly. This time around, we are all implicated by Luoshan Chuan and that vile spawn. Luoshan Mu coldly spoke. From his point of view, they were implicated by Luoshan Chuan and Qin Wentian. They first caused the Luoshan clan to split apart, and now the Qin clan even used the Luoshan clan to threaten them. It's meaningless to say all this now. What should we do next? An old man spoke. In truth, some of them were already wavering. If they followed Luoshan Chuan back then, they would already be cultivating in the heaven vault. As long as they didn't exit, there wouldn't be any danger. Everyone, what do you all think? Luoshan Chuan asked. Luoshan Chuan said that he would sound a warning to those major powers outside, causing them to feel trepidation. However, we have no idea how effective it would be. As long as the Luoshan mountain exists, the other powers might attack at any moment. Also, once Qin Zheng joined forces with the other major powers, what we would have to face wouldn't just be the Qin clan alone. At that time, it would definitely be a calamity of annihilation. Hence, we have to be on guard. An old heavenly deity spoke. Everyone had heavy expressions on their faces. Some people sighed in their hearts. Actually, ever since Luoshan Mu became the clan leader, the Luoshan clan has always been suffering from all sorts of humiliation. It was the Luoshan clan and Qin Wentian who helped the Luoshan clan regain face. This included killing their way to the Divine Ox clan to stop Devilox from marrying a young lady of the Luoshan clan, and even killing Devilox. Now they even asked the Qin clan for Luoshan Han and the 10 world overlords. It was precisely because of this that many experts have already followed Luoshan Chuan to the heaven vault. Right now, the Luoshan clan didn't even have half of their original strength. They couldn't see any hope at all. On the contrary, the young man whom the Luoshan clan despised back then, the son of Luoshan Qianxue, Qin Wentian, the young man whom they abandoned, has already grown to a shocking extent. His name shook the supreme ancient immortal realms, and he controlled the entrance to the heaven vault, allowing people to cultivate in the 9 heavenly layers. From him they could see hope. Right now, that young man was fighting against all the experts in the supreme ancient immortal realms. How glorious was this! Even his father back then couldn't do this. Back then, the Divine Ox clan once migrated for the sake of refuge. Someone spoke. After that, the expressions of everyone sank. Migrating? What a tragic decision this was. If that's the case, would the Luotian clan still be the Luotian clan? Someone asked. If that's the case, at the very least, the strength of the Luotian clan would still be united. It's better than disbanding, right? Or maybe we can pretend that nothing has happened and gamble that the Qin clan wouldn't act against the Luotian mountain. That person who spoke coldly spoke, causing everyone to be speechless. Why don't we look for Luotian Chuan and unite the strength of the Luotian clan once again? Another person spoke. After that, numerous cold gazes turned to the person who spoke. This was especially so for Luotian Mu. Right now, those in power on the Luotian mountain had all offended Luotian Chuan. To put it nicely, they were going to look for Luotian Chuan. To put it bluntly, they were going to seek refuge with Luotian Chuan. How could they accept this? After fighting for so many years, they finally gained control of the Luotian clan. Yet, they still wanted to seek refuge with Luotian Chuan? Migrate. Luotian Mu coldly spoke. As the sound of his voice faded, the hearts of everyone trembled. There were still countless people on the Luotian mountain. When they learned of this news, all of them were shocked speechless. The Luotian clan had actually fallen to such a state? Some people didn't agree. They would rather seek refuge with Luotian Chuan. The entire Luotian clan was in a state of chaos. Someone sighed. If they knew this would happen, why would they act in the past? From now onwards, the power led by Luotian Chuan could truly represent the Luotian clan. The Luotian clan only existed in name. Different from the Luotian clan, the Demon God Mountain's decision was to temporarily disband. There were countless demonic beasts in the supreme ancient immortal realms, and it was very simple for them to live in the supreme ancient immortal realms. In addition, the 5 demon sovereigns believed that they would grow stronger one day. At that time, with just a single command, the demonic beasts on the Demon God Mountain would naturally return. There was basically no need for them to migrate. In the desolate region in the majestic Divine Ox Castle, experts were as common as clouds. This was one of the 3 hegemonic powers of the desolate region, the Divine Ox clan. Although in the perspective of the supreme ancient immortal realms, they couldn't be considered a peak power. However, they were filled with ambition and fantasized that one day, they would be the first to rule the desolate region. Once, they married the 3 beauties of the Luotian clan and were extremely pleased with themselves. They thought that they would soon be able to rule the desolate region, but a calamity occurred. Luotian Chuan joined forces with the Demon God Mountain, and the 5 demon sovereigns descended. Devil Ox was killed and his Dao Bone was seized. However, the Divine Ox clan still believed that they were still the strongest power in the desolate region. They would rule the desolate region sooner or later. At this moment in the airspace above the Divine Ox Castle, a raging wind gusted as black clouds covered the sky. In the air, an incomparably gigantic figure appeared. This figure was so large that it blotted out the sky. It was a supremely gigantic beast. As it flapped its wings, the raging winds were like the sharpest blades, lacerating the earth. The entire sky was filled with the scene of doomsday. Kuan Peng. The Kuei Ox of the Divine Ox clan naturally recognized the Kuan Peng. Kuan Sovereign. A cold voice rang out. A few ox deities soared into the air and stared at the descending figure. Why did you come to my Divine Ox clan? A ox deity asked. We didn't teach the Divine Ox clan a lesson for the matters in the past. Your chieftain actually dared to instigate the other hegemonic powers to act against my Demon God Mountain in the boundless sea. Since this is the case, I will let the Divine Ox clan remember this forever. The Kuan Sovereign coldly spoke. After that, a few figures walked down from the gigantic body of the Kuan Sovereign. They were none other than the Dragon Sovereign and the Heaven-devouring Demon Sovereign. Both of them reverted to their true forms, exuding a fearsome might. Qin Wentian and Luotian Chuan floated in the air with cold expressions on their faces. Let's start with the Divine Ox clan, and warn the other hegemonic powers of the supreme ancient immortal realms. The Kuan Sovereign's wings flapped as he slashed out. In an instant, 2 heavenly blades slashed down, lacerating the earth. The Divine Ox Castle was torn apart. The vast region seemed to have been severed. Below, countless experts from the Divine Ox clan screamed in agony as they stared at the figures in the air in terror. Right now, the Divine Ox clan only had 3 ox deities. The other heavenly deities all followed the chieftain to the boundless sea region, and have yet to return. They were still fantasizing about entering the heaven vault, or maybe they were still waiting for Qin Wentian. However, Qin Wentian had already killed his way into their territory. Kill these 3 ox deities and treat it as a warning, Qin Wentian calmly spoke. His target was the heavenly deities. Heavenly deities were the true peak powers. The others weren't that important. Keeping them alive would serve as a warning. The heaven-devouring demon sovereign nodded, understanding Qin Wentian's intentions. Although the demon god mountain was disbanded, the demons were still around. If he wanted to make the Divine Ox clan feel some trepidation, there was no need for them to annihilate the Divine Ox clan. If the Divine Ox clan didn't want to be annihilated, they wouldn't dare to act recklessly and deal with the demons of the demon god mountain. 5 heavenly deities acted together to deal with 3 ox deities. No matter how one looked at it, there was no suspense at all. The 3 ox deities exchanged mutual glances before they directly turned and left. Do you think you can leave? Qin Wentian coldly spoke. As the sound of his voice faded, his eyes turned extremely terrifying, transforming into the heavenly eyes. The space before him twisted as the space before him revolved frenziedly, enveloping the entire space within it. After that, it transformed into his world of time and space. The expressions of the 3 ox deities turned ashen. Was this the method Qin Wentian used to easily defeat the 2 heavenly deities of the Qin clan? He could create a space-time world with a single glance. Chapter 1913. In the Boundless Sea region below the Heaven Vault, the experts were still there, including the hegemonic characters of the various hegemonic powers. Although Qin Wentian and the others stepped out of the Heaven Vault, could it be that they would never return again? Clearly it was impossible. The Ox Chieftain was here as well. But at this moment, a voice suddenly rang out in his mind, causing the Ox Chieftain to erupt forth with a heaven-shaking aura. He roared in rage, "Bastard!" In an instant, countless gazes turned to him as bewilderment could be seen on their faces. "Chieftain, what happened?" Qin Zheng asked. The Ox Chieftain actually had such a huge reaction. Qin Wentian, Luo Shenchuan and the Kuan Sovereign, the 3 demon sovereigns, went to my Divine Ox Castle. The Ox Chieftain's body trembled. He didn't move. At this moment it was impossible for him to rush back. Right now he could only pray. But in truth, he also understood in his heart that given the strength of Qin Wentian and the others, the strength of the Divine Ox Castle was far from enough. Their ending would be extremely miserable. When he thought of what might happen, his heart pounded unceasingly. If it wasn't for his mental fortitude, his body would probably be trembling. He was afraid, truly afraid. Even if he was the Ox Chieftain, he was also afraid. The Divine Ox Castle was the foundation of his Divine Ox clan. There were his descendants. Now that Qin Wentian and the others killed their way over, what would the fate of the Divine Ox Castle be like? The eyes of the hegemonic powers flashed. Those experts who acted against the Heaven Vault all felt worry in their hearts. Qin Wentian and the others were taking revenge. This was a form of threat to them. Now that he went to the Divine Ox Castle, would his group go to the other powers? Seems like Qin Wentian's words earlier have stimulated Qin Wentian. Many people silently mused. Using the Divine Formation and Poison World to seal the Heaven Vault, and also wanting to deal with the Luoshan clan and Qingcheng realm, Qin Wentian and the others took the risk and barged out, starting to take revenge. Chieftain, don't be anxious. They shouldn't dare to act ruthlessly against the Divine Ox Castle. If not, wouldn't Chieftain go and kill them? Qin Zheng calmly spoke. He wanted nothing more than for the Ox Chieftain to do those things, to deal with the Luoshan clan and massacre the Qingcheng realm. If that's the case, these sins wouldn't have to be placed on him. As for the Qin clan, although he was a little worried, it was still fine. The Qin clan wasn't something the Divine Ox clan could be compared to. Qin Ding was still guarding the Qin clan. If Qin Wentian dared to go there, it wouldn't be so easy for him to leave. The Ox Chieftain had an unsightly expression on his face as his anger seethed. Qin Wentian didn't dare to deal with the Qin clan yet. He chose to vent his anger on the Divine Ox clan. Did he think that the Divine Ox clan was so easy to bully? Everyone looked at him, waiting for the follow-up news. Not long after, the Ox Chieftain roared in rage. He transformed into a true ox god as his terrifying aura swept through the heavens and earth. Qin Wentian, Luo Shenchuan, I will definitely kill the two of you. The Ox chieftain roared in rage. The news has already been transmitted back. The three heavenly deities guarding the Divine Ox Castle have all fallen. Other than this, the Divine Ox Castle was destroyed and many experts from the Divine Ox clan died miserably. Before Qin Wentian and the others left, they left behind a message, telling the Ox clan to stay in the Divine Ox Castle for now. If the Divine Ox clan still had the intention to deal with the Demon God Mountain and Luotian clan, they wouldn't be so polite next time. Qin Wentian and the others didn't directly raise the Divine Ox Castle to flat ground because the Luotian clan, Demon God Mountain and Qingcheng Realm were still around. It wasn't that they didn't have any reservations. This time around they killed the three heavenly deities and threatened the Divine Ox clan, making them be more obedient. Naturally, this was also a threat to the other hegemonic powers. This was telling the other hegemonic powers that if they wanted to do as Qin Zheng said, they better be prepared to suffer the wrath of the Ox clan. After that, more news came from the desolate region. The three heavenly deities of the Divine Ox clan were killed, and the Divine Ox Castle was destroyed. Many ox demons died. Before Qin Wentian left, he left behind a threat. At the same time, the Luotian mountain also migrated. The experts of the Luotian mountain all left the Luotian mountain. It was unknown where they would head to. Naturally, there were also some who were unwilling to leave and chose to stay behind. The internal affairs of the Luotian mountain were shaken once more. However, the Luotian clan on the Luotian mountain no longer existed in name. Everyone understood that the true representative of the Luotian clan was still the branch led by Luotian Chuan. Not only for the Luotian mountain on a single day, the countless demonic beasts on the Demon God Mountain all suddenly left the Demon God Mountain, heading towards various locations in the desolate region. The Demon God Mountain disintegrated. From now on, the three hegemonic powers of the desolate region were all shaken. The Luotian mountain migrated, the Demon God Mountain disintegrated, the Divine Ox clan was attacked, and even the Divine Ox Castle was destroyed. The desolate region instantly fell into chaos. Many hegemonic powers saw hope and started to expand. Many powerful characters came out of seclusion and entered the desolate region to vie for supremacy, preparing to become the new hegemon. In a short period of time, the desolate region entered a period of chaos as battles erupted unceasingly. And at the same time when the desolate region was in chaos, news suddenly circulated out from the Earth region saying that there were experts who saw the Kuan sovereign in the Earth region. The Kuan sovereign was flying in the air, blotting out the sun. For a period of time, the hegemonic powers of the Earth region all started to feel nervous. And also on the day the Kuan sovereign appeared, a few experts from the Thunder clan of the desolate region went missing. They were abducted and their whereabouts were unknown. Several days later, news of their deaths spread out. It was rumored that this was done by Qin Wentian and the Kuan sovereign. This was revenge for the Thunder clan acting against them back then. However, they didn't act openly against the Thunder clan. This could be considered a small warning. The experts from the hegemonic powers of the Earth region all returned from the Heaven Vault, leaving behind only one or two heavenly deities in the Boundless Sea region. The other experts were preparing to return to their clans to deal with the danger. However, after they returned, everything was calm and nothing happened. However, the seed of a threat had already been planted. After that, there were people who said that they saw the Kuan sovereign in the Ian region. There were also people who said that they saw the Kuan sovereign in the Flood region. In any case, the experts from the hegemonic powers who acted against Qin Wentian back then all returned to their clans as a precaution. The lesson from the Divine Ox clan was there for all to see. None of the hegemonic powers dared to be careless. He didn't expect Qin Wentian to use such a method to resolve the predicament of the Heaven Vault. As for why he threatened Qin Wentian to deal with the Qingcheng realm of the Luotian clan, right now the Luotian clan has already migrated and the Demon God Mountain has disintegrated. He didn't really feel that the Qingcheng realm would be able to threaten Qin Wentian. In truth, there was no need to deal with the Qingcheng realm. That was merely a region governed by Qin Wentian. As for the remaining Azure Mystic, the ban was still there. No one knew what the consequences would be if they wanted to enter the Azure Mystic Immortal Realms. Time flowed by. The people of the Boundless Sea region all knew that if they continued to stay here, Qin Wentian wouldn't walk into the trap unless they sent experts to search for him. However, the other party had 5 heavenly deities. They would need an extremely powerful army of heavenly deities to deal with them. Also, even if they could deal with them with the Kuan sovereign around, who would be able to stop them? It was too difficult. Many people's patience was being ground away bit by bit. Dangtian, the date of your wedding is getting closer. Let's go to the Chu clan and let Chu Shun and Nikhang make their preparations. Today Qin Zheng spoke. Back then, Qin Ding personally went to the Chu clan to set the date of the wedding. It was already very close now. Seems like the matter of the heaven vault could only be temporarily tossed aside. Father, for the wedding of Nikhang, I wish to invite all the hegemonic powers of the supreme ancient immortal realms. Qin Dangtian spoke. He was the heaven's son. How could his wedding with goddess Nikhang be ordinary? He had to attract the attention of the entire world. Okay, leave it to me and your mother to handle it. We will definitely make this wedding a grand affair. Qin Zheng nodded. His talent was outstanding, but he only had a single son. This son of his was so outstanding, there was no need for him to have a second son. All his hopes were placed on Qin Dangtian. As they spoke, they headed towards the Chu residence. Chu Shen still welcomed them, but his attitude wasn't as warm as before. Qin Zheng didn't mind it. Nikhang, the date of our wedding will be in a few more days. During this wedding, I want all the women in the world to be envious of you. Qin Dangtian arrogantly spoke. He had the qualifications to do so. He was the heaven's son, the future leader of the Qin clan. How grand would his wedding be? Goddess Nikhang was cold. She didn't say anything. Qin Dangtian was long used to her personality. It was precisely because of this that he could enjoy the joy of conquering her. After a few more days, this iceberg-like beauty, the #1 beauty in the heaven region, would become his woman. After the banquet, Qin Zheng and Qin Dangtian left. Nikhang, have you thought things through? Chu Shen asked Goddess Nikhang. What can I do? Goddess Nikhang softly spoke. Breaking the wedding? This was something they personally agreed to. Breaking the wedding, especially the wedding of Qin Dangtian, the heaven son of the Qin clan. There was no need for her to say anything. They all understood the consequences. If I knew this would happen, I wouldn't have allowed you to choose yourself back then. I would have rejected it for you. Chu Shen sighed, feeling somewhat helpless. Back then, he didn't persuade Nikhang because he wanted a good ending. Nikhang was married to Qin Dangtian and would become the mother of the Qin clan in the future. He naturally hoped for his granddaughter to live a good life. However, as Qin Wentian appeared, as well as the news of Chu Mo, Chu Shen gradually changed his mind. But since he already agreed to it, it was easier said than done if he wanted to break the wedding. Most probably, even if Chu Mo was here, it would be very difficult for him to do so. After Qin Zheng returned to the Qin clan, he started to send out invitations. Many peak powers in the supreme ancient immortal realms all received invitations from the Qin clan. Heaven's son Qin Dangtian and the #1 beauty in the heaven region, goddess Nikhang. Their wedding invitations. Right now, Qin Wentian was in the heaven region. Also, most probably, no one knew that Qin Wentian wasn't just in the heaven region. He was in Qin City, the base of the Qin clan. He was in Qin City and naturally received the news immediately. After learning that the wedding between Qin Dangtian and Nikhang was nearing, he couldn't help but to sigh in his heart. Chapter 1914. Qin City. This was the first time Qin Wentian stepped into this ancient majestic city. Most probably, the people of the Qin clan would never have imagined that Qin Wentian would actually dare to step into this place. Walking on the incomparably bustling streets, Qin Wentian could truly sense how powerful this Qin city was. Even world overlords weren't rare here, and they could occasionally see the Qin clan, a peak power of the heaven region. From this, one could very well imagine how prosperous Qin city was. Father should have left his footprints here, right? Qin Wentian silently mused. His father was born in the Qin clan and grew up in the Qin clan. When he was young, he would definitely frequently walk around this city. Now he was here as well, feeling the charm of this city. Walking in the city, his gaze turned towards the central area. Over there he could see a Qin palace that towered up into the sky. Over there was the Qin clan. No matter which corner of Qin city you were in, as long as you lifted your head, you would be able to see the Qin palace. Because the Qin palace was simply too vast, boundlessly vast. It was said that the Qin Palace was even more vast compared to the other regions of Qin City. There were many castles within, and the cultivators of the various bloodlines of the Qin clan resided there. At this moment, there were saint beasts galloping through the air. On top of the saint beasts, there were several figures. The person in the lead was a young man and a young woman. The young man was incomparably handsome, exuding magnificence through the generations. The young woman was extremely beautiful, causing the hearts of people to pound with a single glance. However, the people of Qin City didn't dare to have any improper thoughts because they knew the identities of these people. They were from the Qin Palace, Qin Yan Qin Lan. It's said that they went to the Nine Heavens mystical palace to issue an invitation. Below, many passers-by inclined their heads and stared at the sky. For some peak powers, the Qin clan even sent people to personally deliver the invitation. Qin Yan and Qin Lan have already become transcendent-level world overlords. It's unknown how many men and women are in love with them. This is especially so for Qin Lan. Given her status, cultivation base and beauty, most probably only the geniuses of the other peak powers would be able to match up to her. Someone sighed in his heart. For a woman like her, they could only stare at her from afar, not daring to profane her. Even for world overlords, they wouldn't dare to have any improper thoughts about her. "There are people below talking about you again," said Qin Yan, who was on the sacred beast in the air, with a faint smile. Qin Lan's beautiful eyes flashed with arrogance. She didn't look down. She had heard such voices many times before. However, who said that a woman must marry someone of a lower status? Unless a supreme character like her clan brother Qin Dangtian appeared. Only then would her heart be moved. The invitation has been delivered. There's no hurry to return to the clan. How about enjoying some good food? Qin Yan smiled as he spoke. Qin Lan's beautiful eyes flashed as she nodded her head lightly. Delicacies were what she liked. It wasn't bad to occasionally enjoy them. Seems like they are going to the culinary god residence, someone thought to himself after hearing the conversation in the sky. The culinary god residence was the #1 restaurant in Qin City. The culinary god's residence, Qin Wentian murmured. His divine will spread out and he took a step forward, heading in a certain direction. As the largest inn in Qin City, the environment of the food god residence was extremely good. It was extremely spacious and each table had its own pavilion, allowing one to enjoy the delicacies in peace. Also, the people who came here were all world overlords. Ordinary people wouldn't be able to afford this. When Qin Yan and Qin Lan arrived, many people instantly recognized them. They clasped their hands to them and greeted, "Sir Qin, Miss Qin Lan." The two of them casually nodded and found a good seat to sit down. Qin Wentian also arrived and sat down not far away from them. There were still some voices in the pavilion earlier, but now, it suddenly turned silent. Clearly, it was because of the arrival of Qin Yan and Qin Lan. "You guys are free to do as you please, there's no need to feel restrained." Qin Yan glanced at everyone and calmly spoke. Everyone smiled and nodded, only to hear a world overlord speaking. "I've long heard of Sir Qin and Miss Qin's fame. Now that I've met you today, I feel that your fame is even greater than the rumors." Qin Yan smiled, he didn't mind it at all. He had heard such words of flattery too many times. However, they were all fake and meaningless. His goal wasn't to be compared to the mortals in the outside world. Miss Qin Lan's beauty is unparalleled. Although I've never seen the #1 beauty of the heaven region, Goddess Nikhang, before, I'm sure Miss Qin's beauty wouldn't lose out to her. A young world overlord smiled and praised. There were no women who didn't like others praising their beauty. Qin Lan was no exception. "You haven't seen her before, but I've seen her before. The #1 beauty of the heaven region, Goddess Nikhang, is much more beautiful than me." Qin Lan calmly spoke. Although she liked the praise of others, it didn't mean that she would be complacent. She had seen Goddess Nikhang before, and in terms of beauty, she naturally wouldn't be able to compare to her. "Miss Qin is too humble." That person laughed. However, the marriage between Heaven's Son and Goddess Nikhang has already circulated around the world. It's truly a beautiful story. They are an immortal couple, a match made in heaven. That's only natural. Only Goddess Nikhang is worthy of my clan elder brother. Qin Lan calmly spoke. Many people stared at the side of her face. She was beautiful and her tone was gentle, causing people to feel admiration in their hearts. That's right. Heavenly deity Qin is known as Heaven's Son. His combat prowess is unparalleled, and he crippled the Sky Order heavenly deity the moment he broke through to the heavenly deity realm. Most probably it's unknown how strong he is now. He is like the Qin clan lord, undefeated and undefeatable. A person spoke, his tone filled with worship. The Qin clan lord Qin Zheng, Heaven's Son Qin Dangtan. This pair of father and son were truly unparalleled characters. In Qin City, they were existences that were worshipped, lofty and lofty. That's only natural. A light smile appeared on Qin Lan's face, making her look even more beautiful. Is it true that the Qin clan lord Qin Zheng has never been defeated before? At this moment a calm voice rang out. The eyes of everyone flashed as they stared at the person who spoke. They only saw Qin Wentian quietly sitting there with his back facing Qin Yan and Qin Lan. Qin Yan and Qin Lan turned their gazes to Qin Wentian as they furrowed their brows. They couldn't see through the depth of this person before them, but he actually dared to doubt their words. Naturally, Qin Yan calmly spoke, his tone was filled with certainty. Qin Wentian mockingly laughed. But from what I know, Qin Zheng was defeated by a single person many times in the past. Boasting shamelessly. Qin Lan's expression turned cold. This place was Qin City, yet there was actually someone who dared to boast so shamelessly. Why haven't I heard of my Qin clan's leader being defeated by others? A faint cold smile flashed across Qin Yan's eyes, and his voice also became a little colder. Do the people of the Qin clan not know of Qin Yuanfeng's existence? Qin Wentian spoke. A moment later, the eyes of everyone in the inn narrowed as they stared at Qin Wentian. This name was a taboo in Qin City. No one dared to mention it, especially in front of people from the Qin clan. This fellow actually dared to mention Qin Yuanfeng. As expected, the expressions of Qin Yan and Qin Lan turned cold. He's merely a traitor of my Qin clan. Qin Yan coldly spoke. However, from what I know, the traitor you speak of once killed his way into the Qin clan and defeated Qin Zheng. Many experts of the Qin clan acted together to deal with Qin Yuanfeng before they managed to defeat him. In that case, where did you guys get the courage to say that Qin Zheng has never been defeated before? Qin Wentian's tone was calm. A cold intent gushed forth from Qin Yan. Although he was still sitting there, it felt like he could act at any moment. Who are you? Qin Lan turned her head. Her beautiful eyes stared at Qin Wentian as she asked. Qin Wentian still had his back facing them, but at this moment, he slowly turned his face over. When he turned, the contours of his face also changed. Very swiftly, an extremely handsome and young face appeared. When Qin Lan saw this face, she was instantly stunned by Qin Wentian's aura. Qin Wentian. A calm voice rang out from Qin Wentian's mouth. At this moment, the hearts of everyone in the inn trembled violently. Qin Yuanfeng's son Qin Wentian. He actually came to Qin City, a place where the Qin clan could be seen with a single glance. He actually had the guts to come to this city alone. Not only that, he even revealed his identity to the experts of the Qin clan. Qin Lan and Qin Yan instantly retreated, feeling incomparably wary. The news of the desolate region had long circulated out. The Kuan sovereign had once appeared in the various regions, and many peak powers were on guard against him. Now that Qin Wentian suddenly appeared in Qin City, Qin Yan and Qin Lan naturally thought that he was here to deal with the juniors of the Qin clan. If you guys attempt to take out your messaging crystals, I can guarantee that you won't be able to survive until the moment the message is sent. Qin Wentian calmly spoke. The two of them who wanted to take out their messaging crystals immediately stopped their thoughts. Qin Wentian's fame right now wasn't any weaker compared to Heaven's Son Qin Dangtan. In the Boundless Sea region, he became a heavenly deity with a single battle. The two heavenly deities of the Qin clan couldn't even withstand a single strike from him. And now he actually appeared in Qin City. Qin Lan's heart trembled violently. Her beautiful eyes stared at the handsome figure before her. She had always wanted to know what sort of person Qin Wentian was exactly. Today she saw it for herself. Qin Wentian was as magnificent as Qin Dangtian. Just by casually standing there, he gave off an incomparable pressure. He was still so young and so handsome. Also, his surname was Qin as well. The bloodline of the Qin clan flowed in his veins. Don't worry, I'm not here to kill you guys. I have no intentions of abducting you guys either. Qin Wentian calmly spoke. After that he waved his hand as a piece of paper flew out, shining with a dazzling light as it floated before Qin Yan and Qin Lan. This is my challenge letter. You guys can pass it to the Qin clan. Qin Dangtian has the title of Heaven's Son, claiming himself to be unparalleled and arrogant. You guys also claim that he has never been defeated before. Since this is the case, I'm sure he wouldn't lack the courage to accept the challenge. Qin Wentian calmly spoke. As the sound of his voice faded, he stepped out as spatial energy gushed forth. In an instant Qin Wentian vanished from sight. A challenge letter. The hearts of the people in the inn trembled. Qin Wentian was issuing a challenge to Qin Dangtian. Qin Yan and Qin Lan stared at the challenge letter. Qin Wentian issued a challenge to the Heaven's Son of the Qin clan. And the date of the challenge was actually the date of the wedding between Qin Dangtian and Goddess Nikhang. Was this intentional or unintentional? Let's go return to the clan. Qin Lan received the challenge letter and spoke. Their figures flashed as they directly left the inn. However, everyone in the inn witnessed everything. Very swiftly, news circulated out from Qin City. Qin Yuanfeng's son, Qin Wentian, actually appeared in Qin City and personally handed a challenge letter to the Qin clan, telling them to pass it to the Qin clan. Qin Yuanfeng's son, Qin Wentian, officially challenged Qin Dangtian. Chapter 1915. This challenge letter caused a huge commotion in the supreme ancient immortal realms. Countless people in Qin City were discussing this matter. Many people guessed that could it be that there was something between Qin Wentian and Goddess Nikhang? If not, why would Qin Wentian do such a crazy thing? In addition, the date of their wedding was nearing. More and more experts came to Qin City. How could they miss out on such a grand occasion? Qin Dangtian, the Heaven's Son, would be marrying the #1 beauty of the Heaven region, Goddess Nikhang. Right now, a character whose fame wasn't inferior to Qin Dangtian in the supreme ancient immortal realms, Qin Wentian, would challenge him on the day of his wedding. In addition, this person was Qin Yuanfeng's son and was once Qin Zheng's enemy. The grudge between two generations, the fated battle was going to happen in Qin City. How could countless people not rush over? Right now, all the inns in Qin City were filled with people. Countless people were discussing this matter on the streets and alleys. All of them were related to this. This Qin Wentian is truly crazy. He actually dares to challenge Heaven's Son Qin Dangtian. Could it be that he is so confident that he can win against Qin Dangtian? Although Qin Wentian's fame shook the supreme ancient immortal realms, becoming a god in the boundless sea region and easily dealing with Qin Li and Qin Song, Heaven's Son Qin Dangtian has been famous for many years. He fought against the Sky Order heavenly deity of the Luotian clan, and the Sky Order heavenly deity's fame is even more resounding compared to Qin Li and Qin Song. In addition, so many years have passed, Qin Dangtian would only grow stronger. Seems like the god conferment battle in the boundless sea region caused Qin Wentian's ego to swell. He is overly confident. Qin Wentian became a god after that battle. He displayed shocking combat prowess when he fought against Qin Song and Qin Li. After that, he even gained control of the Heaven Vault. Maybe he really has world-shaking combat prowess and can fight against Qin Dangtian? There were also people who felt that Qin Wentian could fight against Qin Dangtian. However, the majority of people still felt that Heaven's Son Qin Dangtian was stronger. After all, with his many years of fame, he was known as Heaven's Son, the choice of the heavens. It would be extremely difficult for Qin Wentian to shake him. Most people thought that Qin Wentian had lost his mind. Could it be that he flew into a rage because of a beauty? Even if Qin Wentian really had the ability to defeat Qin Dangtian, so what? Could it be that the Qin clan would stand by the side and watch? There was nothing wrong with Qin Dangtian accepting the challenge. But if Qin Dangtian was defeated, what would happen to the Qin clan? One must know that there were precedents in the past. How did Qin Yuanfeng die? Some of the older generations still knew a little about it. The two generations seemed to be suffering the same fate. Could Qin Wentian change anything? It would probably be difficult. The people from the various peak powers also arrived one after another. However, they didn't join the Qin clan. Although the Qin clan would naturally receive them if they went there, it was clear that the people from the various peak powers preferred to have more freedom. If they stayed in the Qin clan, they wouldn't feel at ease. As the date of the wedding drew nearer, The wind and clouds gathered. It was like a great storm was about to erupt. Naturally, it was also possible that Qin Wentian was just a decoration for the wedding. Just like what Qin Dangtian said, they would kill Qin Wentian first before the wedding. This day finally arrived. In the Qin clan, the experts from the various factions gathered. Countless people stared in a certain direction. Over there, Qin Dangtian and several other heavenly deities led many experts, preparing to head to Boundless City to fetch the bride. There were saint beasts pulling the carriages as they set off in a grandiose manner. The people of the Qin clan knew that Qin Dangtian might be the future Qin clan leader. As for the woman he was going to fetch, she would be the future mother of the Qin clan. This wedding would be a grand occasion that the Qin clan hadn't experienced for many years. The Qin clan naturally attached great importance to it. In addition, the lineup for the bride was extremely powerful. Back then in the desolate region, the Qin clan naturally knew about it. Devilox of the Divine Ox clan headed to the Luoshan clan to fetch the bride, but he was killed on the way. The people who did this were none other than Luoshan Chuan and Qin Wentian. How could the Qin clan not be on guard? Although Qin Wentian wasn't someone Devilox could be compared to, Qin Wentian's forces were also very powerful. Luoshan Chuan, Qin Wentian, and the 5 demon sovereigns of the Demon God Mountain. This was definitely a terrifying force. They had no choice but to be on guard against Qin Wentian's sinister methods. The majestic group of people soared into the air. Countless people in Qin City were filled with anticipation. Just like Qin City, Boundless City was also incomparably lively. This was especially so outside the Chu residence. It was unknown how many experts were gathered there. Many geniuses were in low spirits. The number one beauty of their Boundless City, Goddess Nikhang, was going to be married to someone today. Even if that person was Qin Dangtian, those who admired Goddess Nikhang couldn't help but feel disappointed. From today onwards, Goddess Nikhang would be someone's wife. Maybe this would be the last time they could see Goddess Nikhang. After Goddess Nikhang marries into the Qin clan, her status would change. If they wanted to see Goddess Nikhang again, it would be as difficult as ascending to the heavens. Naturally, there were also many people who wanted to witness the Qin clan's wedding. Compared to the liveliness outside, the interior of the Chu residence was extremely quiet. Chu Shan stood with his hands clasped behind his back, staring into the distance. Behind him, Goddess Nikhang quietly stood there, forming a beautiful scenery. She didn't dress herself up and was just like how she usually was, wearing a simple dress. But even so, she was still as beautiful as ever. There was no need for her to dress herself up. Given her beauty, even if she appeared in this wedding, no one would say anything. Only the two of them were here. It was very quiet, there was no sound at all. Qin Dangtian is already on his way, and will arrive very soon. Chu Shun calmly spoke, no emotions could be heard in his voice. After Goddess Nikhang heard this, she was also very calm. Wentian chose to challenge Qin Dangtian today. Other than his own mission, there should be another reason. He doesn't want you to marry Qin Dangtian, right? Chu Shun spoke in a light voice. He could naturally tell this point. Qin Wentian's relationship with him wasn't bad, and he also had a relationship with Nikhang before. He had even met Chuemo before. It was only normal for him to not want Nikhang to marry into the Qin clan. Once Nikhang married into the Qin clan, she would be standing opposite to Qin Wentian. At that time, how should he face this? Hence, Qin Wentian chose to challenge Qin Dangtian today. I know. Goddess Nikhang spoke in a light voice. She lowered her head slightly. There were no fluctuations in her eyes. No one knew what she was thinking about exactly. Chu Shun sighed silently in his heart. He didn't say anything more. He has already said what he wanted to say. Everything else should be left to Nikhang. As they waited quietly, the clouds in the sky far away churned. Auspicious saint beasts appeared, pulling a carriage over with heavenly deities acting as protectors. Qin Dangtian stood there with his long hair fluttering in the wind. He was incomparably handsome, causing many females to be in a daze when they stared at him. Such a grand wedding, how many people in the world would be able to enjoy such treatment? Maybe only characters like Goddess Nikhang would be qualified to enjoy such treatment. Heavenly deities were only a foil to the wedding. Nikhang, I'm here. The carriage descended as Qin Dangtian alighted. Goddess Nikhang nodded lightly. After that, she stepped out, moving towards another carriage in the air. Qin Dangtian smiled and glanced at Chu Shen. Grandpa Chu, let's go. I won't be going. Chu Shen calmly shook his head. Qin Dongtian's eyes flashed. He knew that his grandpa and Chu Shen had some unhappiness in the past. He didn't expect that Chu Shen wouldn't even attend this wedding. However, both of them were heavenly deities. He wouldn't try to persuade them. He merely nodded. In that case, Grandpa Chu, take care. After speaking, he turned and walked towards the carriage. Under the gazes of countless people, the auspicious saint beasts pulled the carriage through the air. Heavenly deities stood guard at the sides of the carriage. This scene was as beautiful as a fairy tale. They left in an imposing manner, but they only stayed for a moment before departing. The people of Boundless City were all discussing. Chu Shen actually didn't go. Could it be that Chu Shen didn't approve of this marriage? The Chu residents became even quieter. However, the Qin clan in Qin City grew more and more lively. Experts from all directions came to the Qin clan to offer their congratulations. At the ceremonial stage of the Qin clan, countless banquets were set up. It was unknown how many experts came. Just for the internal members of the Qin clan, there were already countless people. At the front of the banquet, there were seats for the peak powers of the supreme ancient immortal realms. They would be able to watch the wedding from a close distance. Many people had smiles on their faces, but they were contemplating in their hearts. When would Qin Wentian appear? In the air, a demonic beast let out a long roar. Auspicious light flashed as the carriage soared through the air. Qin Dangtian and Goddess Nikhang both walked out from the carriage. The two of them were so dazzling. In an instant, the gazes of countless people landed on them. Qin Zheng and his wife stood at the side of the ceremonial stage. Both of them had smiles on their faces. Goddess Nichang's clothes were simple, just like how she usually was. But who could snatch away her radiance? Congratulations, clan leader Qin. Someone congratulated. Heaven's son Qin Dangtian, the #1 beauty of the heaven region. Truly a match made in heaven. Everyone laughed. Qin Zheng smiled and clasped his hands in reply. Qin Dangtian glanced at the beauty beside him. A faint smile could be seen on his handsome face. The two of them walked up the ceremonial stage. Today he would be able to hug this beauty. Boom! Just as Qin Dangtian landed on the ceremonial stage, the ground of the Qin clan trembled. A muffled boom rang out like an earthquake. Boom boom. The ground trembled continuously. The ceremonial stage also trembled. In an instant, numerous divine senses swept out as countless gazes stared at the area outside the Qin clan. He came. Who would have thought that he would really dare to come here today? This was simply crazy. Outside the Qin clan, it was unknown how many experts came. They didn't have the qualifications to enter the Qin clan and could only stand outside. But at the instant the ground trembled, their hearts trembled as well. The vast crowd actually involuntarily opened up a path. From afar, a figure slowly walked over. His gaze was calm as he stared ahead at the ancient Qin clan. Every step he took caused the ground to tremble. Qin Wentian came here alone. The crowd stared at the silhouette of this newcomer as their hearts trembled in fear. This was too crazy. He actually came to the Qin clan just like that. At this moment, Qin Wentian waved his hand. A moment later, a letter of challenge flew into the Qin clan, straight for the ceremonial stage and landed before Qin Dangtian. Chapter 1916. In the Qin clan, countless gazes stared outside. Their gazes seemed to be able to penetrate through space, landing on Qin Wentian, staring at the figure walking out from the crowd. The Qin Wentian right now was so outstanding, yet he also seemed so lonely. This place was the Qin clan, one of the 3 strongest hegemonic powers in the heaven region. Qin Wentian was alone, walking over step by step. In the eyes of many people, this was no different from courting death. Even if he was strong enough, even if he could fight against Qin Dangtian, so what? Would he be able to shake the Qin clan? In addition, Heaven's son Qin Dangtian might be able to take his life. At this moment, Qin Dangtian stared at the challenge letter floating before his eyes. His gaze was sharp to the extreme, even more terrifying than swords and sabers. Qin Wentian came, wanting to challenge him on the day of his wedding. For the battle today, everyone in the world was watching. He had to kill Qin Wentian outside the Qin clan. If not, would he still have the qualifications to be called Heaven's Son? Beside Qin Dangtian, Goddess Nichong's beautiful eyes stared into the distance. Many people turned their gazes to her, as though they wanted to see something from her gaze. After all, Qin Wentian chose to come on the day of her and Qin Dongtian's wedding. Although there was a grudge between the previous generations, many people still felt that there was a reason for this. Did something happen between Qin Wentian and Goddess Nichang exactly? No one knew if the rumors that were spreading wildly in the immortal realms would be verified today. However, no one could tell anything from Goddess Nichong's gaze. It was like she would always be like this, not revealing any emotions, cold like an ice mountain. Even on her wedding day she was still like this. It was said that no one had ever seen Goddess Nichang smile before. Most probably even Qin Dangtian hadn't seen her smile before. It was unknown how breathtaking the #1 beauty of the heaven region would be when she smiled. Qin Zheng and his wife also stared outside. They only saw Qin Zheng standing with his hands behind his back. His expression was extremely cold. Since Qin Wentian is here, there's no need for him to leave. They had no idea where he got his courage from to actually dare to step into the Qin clan. Boom! Another thunderous rumble rang out. Qin Wentian's footsteps halted. He stood outside the Qin clan and stared at the majestic castle ahead. Countless people in the surroundings hurriedly made way for him, retreating far away, leaving the place for Qin Wentian. From Qin Wentian a faint might gushed forth. At the same time on the ceremonial stage, Qin Dongtian's might also gushed forth. The two of them stared at each other in the air. Their fated battle was unavoidable. There were many experts guarding outside the Qin clan. Their gazes were cold as they stared at Qin Wentian. But at this moment Qin Zheng spoke, "Let him in." Naturally, these people wouldn't be able to stop Qin Wentian. All the experts retreated, opening up a path. Qin Wentian could even directly walk towards the ceremonial stage. Qin Wentian issued a challenge to Heaven's Son Qin Dangtian, and everyone in the world knew about it. Also, today was the day of the grand wedding. Even if Qin Dangtian didn't want to reject the challenge, it was impossible for the Qin clan to act before Qin Dangtian was defeated. If not, the Qin clan wouldn't be able to afford to lose face. Qin Dangtian has already accepted the challenge. In that case, this battle would belong to Qin Wentian and Qin Dangtian. Qin Wentian didn't enter the Qin clan. He continued standing there and spoke, "Qin Zheng, back then my father defeated you here. The Qin clan was despicable, ganging up on my father and killing him. I'm sure the Qin clan still remembers this matter, right?" Qin Zheng's expression was cold. He didn't reply to Qin Wentian's words. He was the Qin clan leader. Today, with so many experts gathered here, he disdained to argue with Qin Wentian. A traitor of the Qin clan. Even death cannot wipe out his crimes. A heavenly deity from the Qin clan spoke. "Qin Wentian, after you became a traitor, the blood of our Qin clan still flows in your veins. Today, you shall be stripped from the Qin clan. Do you want things to be the same as back then?" Qin Wentian laughed. "I won't enter the Qin clan. That place is a place of humiliation, dirtying my feet. One day when I step into the Qin clan will vanish from this world." Arrogant. You don't know the immensity of death. Let's talk about it if you can survive today. Many experts from the Qin clan had looks of rage on their faces. Qin Wentian was too arrogant, simply not knowing the immensity of death. He already came here, could it be that he still wanted to leave? Let alone destroying the Qin clan? What a fool's dream. The powerful Qin clan that has stood tall in the heaven region for countless years has never wavered. They have always been lofty, standing in Qin City. How could they be shaken by a traitor like Qin Wentian? Once, Qin Zheng was defeated by my father, and the Qin clan surrounded him. Today, I issued a letter of challenge to Qin Dangtian. After he is defeated, would the Qin clan act like they did in the past and surround him? Qin Wentian calmly asked. "Will I be defeated?" Qin Dangtian spoke. His magnificence was unmatched. His black hair fluttered in the wind. His starry eyes pierced through space and stared at Qin Wentian. "He wouldn't be defeated. Since you are so confident, the battle between the two of you won't end until one of you is crippled or dies. How about it?" Qin Wentian laughed. I will grant you your wish. Qin Dangtian calmly replied, incomparably confident. Although I know your words are useless and the moment you are defeated, the people of the Qin clan would definitely be driven to desperation and gang up on you. However, I still want to say this first so that everyone in the world can see the ugly side of the Qin clan. Qin Wentian continued. Today, since all the experts of the supreme ancient immortal realms are gathered here, let's all be witnesses. Before the ceremonial stage, the experts from the various peak powers of the supreme ancient immortal realms stared at Qin Wentian. From Qin Wentian's words, there was no lack of confidence. It was like Qin Dangtian would be defeated for sure. Interesting. The Qiankuan sect leader laughed. Since this is the case, my Qiankuan sect will be the witness. I believe that the Heaven's Son, Qin Dangtian, would definitely be able to defeat Qin Wentian. If he is defeated, I believe the other experts of the Qin clan wouldn't act. As a peak power of the Heaven region, the Qin clan still has this much courage. The eyes of everyone flashed when they heard the Qiankuan sect leader's words. Although the majority of people felt that Qin Dangtian would win, what if Qin Dangtian was defeated? The Qin clan didn't say that they wouldn't interfere if Qin Dangtian was defeated. The Qiankuan sect leader was merely a guest today. Although he was speaking on the Qin clan's side, that was under the precondition that Qin Dangtian would win. If not, many people laughed silently in their hearts as they stared at Qin Wentian. Seems like the Qiankuan sect leader also wanted to obtain Qin Wentian. Not only for him, Qin Wentian had the secret of the Heaven Vault in his hands. Who wouldn't want to obtain it? It was precisely because of this that Qin Wentian chose to challenge Qin Dangtian today. In the eyes of everyone, this was undoubtedly an act of madness. It was no different from courting death. The Qiankuan sect leader is right. If Qin Dangtian is defeated, given the status of the Qin clan, they naturally wouldn't do anything. The Qin clan can't afford to lose so much face. The experts from the Che clan agreed with the words of the Qiankuan sect leader. Although the possibility of Qin Wentian winning was very low, what if he won? At that time they mustn't allow the Qin clan to find an excuse to capture Qin Wentian and imprison him. If that happened, the Heaven Vault would have nothing to do with them anymore. Qin Zheng coldly snorted in his heart. He didn't reply. Qin Dangtian's coldness permeated the entire space. Even before the battle started, he already spoke of defeat. It was like everyone here today was waiting for him to be defeated. However, would he, Qin Dangtian, be defeated? Nikhang, I'll be back soon. Wait for me. Qin Dangtian stared at the beautiful maiden beside him as a gentle look flashed in his eyes. After this battle, he would return to hold the wedding. From now onwards, the number one beauty of the Heaven region would become his wife. The Heaven's Son and the number one beauty of the Heaven region should be together. It was fated. After speaking, Qin Dangtian stepped out, walking past everyone as he walked towards the exit of the Qin clan. Outside the Qin clan, the experts retreated unceasingly. Qin Dangtian finally arrived before Qin Wentian. The two of them stood facing each other. Once I basically didn't have you in my eyes at all. In my world, you have never existed even though you are Qin Yuanfeng's son. Qin Dangtian's voice was filled with arrogance as he coldly spoke. However, I didn't expect that you would be able to walk until today and stand before me. I admire your courage, but your fate has long been determined. There will be no change. The heavenly deities of the Qin clan acted, creating a powerful barrier of light that enveloped the Qin clan. They naturally wouldn't allow the aftershocks of the battle to affect the Qin clan, no matter where the battlefield was. Qin Wentian calmly glanced ahead. After that, he calmly stared at Qin Dangtian. His figure soared up into the air. Qin Dangtian followed after him. Resplendent halos of ancient words appeared around him. In an instant, many ancient words revolved around him. He was like the reincarnation of a god king. Each ancient word contained an unfathomable power, containing the might of the heavenly Tao. Back then in the battle between the two of them, Qin Dangtian had already used such a method. Qin Wentian had experienced it before. Qin Wentian's expression was calm. With a casual wave of his hand, ancient runes lit up around him as well. Numerous ancient runes floated around him, flowing irregularly. This was actually somewhat similar to Qin Dangtian's method. This scene caused Qin Dangtian to frown. After that, he coldly laughed. You want to learn my method? However, how can you comprehend the true meaning behind it? Many experts had strange looks in their eyes when they saw the scene in the air. Qin Wentian and Qin Dangtian both had the bloodline of the Qin clan flowing in their veins. Back then, after the battle in the Heaven Vault, both of them actually learned the ancient words from Qin Dangtian, the Tao hidden within the words. However, how could they surpass Qin Dangtian? Learn from you. Qin Wentian laughed. His ancient words were imparted by the mysterious white-robed young man, in the legendary place of the world of reincarnation. One flower, one world. If he was learning from Qin Dangtian, could it be that the white-robed young man was learning from Qin Dangtian as well? Was he, Qin Dangtian, even qualified? If Qin Dangtian knew of this, he most probably wouldn't have the courage to think so. Today, everyone in the world will see that the so-called Heaven's Son is nothing more than a joke. Qin Wentian calmly spoke. After that, he waved his hand, blasting out ancient words. Chapter 1917. The battle is starting. Countless gazes stared at the sky. Qin Wentian took the initiative to attack. Overestimating your capabilities, Qin Dangtian's black hair fluttered in the wind. He lifted his hand and similarly unleashed an ancient character. The two of them seemed to be using the same method. Now let's see who is stronger. The two ancient characters clashed in the middle. Qin Wentian's ancient character transformed into a screen of sword light that contained the sword Tao of spacetime. It was like a sword river from the 9 heavens, capable of devouring everything, lacerating everything. Heavenly might permeated the air as the entire sky instantly transformed into a world of swords. The countless spectators only saw that the blue sky above their heads was no longer filled with white clouds. Heavenly deities, with a wave of their hands, could unleash a power that could destroy the heavens and earth. To many people in Qin City today, they would be able to witness a rarely seen deity-level battle. A battle between heavenly deities, even in the supreme ancient immortal realms, wasn't commonly seen. It would only erupt during times of chaos. Usually, heavenly deities would be extremely cautious and wouldn't clash against each other. Even if they did, they wouldn't do it in front of everyone. Such an opportunity was extremely rare. Qin Dangtian's ancient character also erupted forth, transforming into a gigantic, fixed character that spanned across the heavens and earth, wanting to freeze the sky. It clashed against the sword river from the 9 heavens. Two different types of heavenly Tao energy clashed against each other. The sword river from the 9 heavens was as illusory as the heavens, capable of ripping apart everything. The fixed character wanted to block Qin Dangtian, but it was directly devoured by the sword river. The sword might from the spacetime sword shot towards Qin Dangtian. Clearly, in the first clash between the two ancient characters, Qin Wentian was actually a level higher. This scene caused the eyes of many to freeze. Qin Wentian seemed to be much stronger than what they had imagined. Was his ancient character technique truly inspired by Qin Dangtian? The ancient characters behind Qin Dangtian revolved. After that, beams of light shot out unceasingly, slamming into the air. In an instant, the sword river was completely enveloped, unable to advance any further. It was truly locked in place in the air as it gradually dissipated. Although he was at a disadvantage in the first clash, Qin Dangtian's expression didn't change at all. He was Heaven's Son. In a battle between heavenly deities, how could his state of heart be affected by the strength of a single move? At most, Qin Wentian only surprised him a little. Seems like after so many years, Qin Wentian didn't waste it. But even so, the ending wouldn't change. Behind Qin Wentian, numerous ancient characters shot out, wanting to envelop Qin Dangtian. When the power of these ancient characters erupted, the space around Qin Dangtian seemed to be sealed. That terrifying sealing energy gushed towards Qin Dangtian, wanting to seal the heavenly Tao. During these years, you have indeed cultivated some techniques. Qin Dangtian calmly spoke. As the sound of his voice faded, the light around him frenziedly blasted out, penetrating through everything. The space before him was completely unobstructed. There were no obstructions between him and Qin Wentian. As for the terrifying Tao might around him, it was as though Qin Dangtian could disregard it. But even so, it would at most allow you to struggle a little longer. In the battle back then, you fled for your life. But today, how can the god's extinction path allow you to flee? Qin Dang Tian continued. As the sound of his voice faded, his absolute beginning astral soul appeared. For a moment, his surroundings were incomparably dazzling as the heavenly Tao behind him unceasingly manifested its strongest might. During these years, Qin Dongtian's absolute beginning astral soul grew even stronger compared to the past. It now possessed an unfathomable might, capable of destroying the heavens and earth. When his absolute beginning astral soul was unleashed to the extreme, the entire space was filled with the light of the absolute beginning, enveloping everything. The ancient characters around Qin Wentian also seemed to be imprinted within his absolute beginning astral soul. After that, his absolute beginning astral soul actually seemed to be able to absorb the energy within and transform itself. From there, Qin Wentian could sense the power of the space-time sword Tao contained within the ancient characters. Qin Wentian frowned. Qin Dongtian's absolute beginning astral soul seemed to be even stronger compared to the past. It was like back then he had fused his divine wall Tao into his absolute beginning astral soul, allowing him to directly absorb all the energy in the world and transform it into his own. Such a terrifying Tao as Qin Dangtian matured would only grow more and more terrifying until he became invincible under the heavens. What a powerful Tao! Absolute beginning, the beginning of the heavens and earth. Qin Dangtian wants to find a Tao that can trace back to the past and present, the origin of the heavens and earth. His ambition is truly great. Someone silently mused. The experts from the various peak powers all felt wariness in their hearts. Heaven's son Qin Dangtian was truly a character. They had to be more careful. His future would definitely be extremely terrifying. The space-time sword Tao you cultivate isn't bad. If I can defeat you in my hands, what would you think? Qin Dangtian spoke. His astral soul behind him transformed into a Tao as a space-time black hole appeared in the sky. This black hole was formed from swords, terrifying to the extreme. Qin Wentian stared ahead. The space-time sword Tao manifested itself. This Qin Dongtian's absolute beginning astral soul was truly powerful. Even though he was fated to be in this place, he still had to admit this point. If Qin Dangtian wasn't strong, how could he be qualified to be called Heaven's son? Qin Zheng and his wife, as well as the experts from the Qin clan, all had confident looks on their faces. For this battle, Qin Dangtian would win for sure. There was no suspense at all. After the God-confirmant battle in the Boundless Sea region, Qin Wentian's ego swelled to the point where he actually dared to look down on Heaven's son. He would pay the heaviest price for this. Go! Qin Dangtian stabbed out with a finger. The space-time sword Tao shot out from his finger, instantly causing the sky to turn dark. It was like the end of the world. Space-time enveloped the sky, wanting to bury Qin Wentian. In just an instant it directly descended, enveloping Qin Wentian within, ignoring time and space. Because this was the space-time sword Tao itself. Using Qin Wentian's Tao to deal with Qin Wentian, Heaven's son, unparalleled in his generation. The people of the world sighed in admiration as they stared at Qin Wentian, who was buried by the space-time sword Tao. How could he break this? Using my Tao to deal with me? Qin Wentian stared at this scene of destruction, yet his expression was as calm as ever. He stretched out his hand and in an instant his palm was like a black hole growing larger and larger. That black hole devoured everything as the boundless destructive sword Qi gushed into it. After that, the sword Qi was sealed within Qin Wentian's palm. It was like Qin Wentian's palm contained boundless space. In front of Qin Wentian's palm, an incomparably terrifying Tao might radiated forth. Boundless devouring light radiated outwards, wanting to devour time and space. Everything in the world was merely the size of a palm. The space-time sword might dissipated. Qin Wentian still calmly stood there. He retracted his palm that was stretched out and calmly stood there. However, the people below were all dumbfounded. Their expressions were sluggish. They didn't dare to believe what they had just seen. Qin Wentian used the absolute beginning Tao might to absorb Qin Wentian's space-time sword Tao, transforming it into a supremely powerful space-time sword art. However, Qin Wentian only casually stretched out his hand. His palm was like the heaven vault he controlled, encompassing the 9 heavens and directly devouring the terrifying energy into his palm. What terrifying method was this? The hearts of many people pounded. This seemingly simple black hole in the palm definitely contained spatial, sealing, devouring, and many other law attributes. Also, it was manifested in the form of devouring. This indicated that Qin Wentian was also proficient in devouring. But according to the rumors, he seemed to be proficient in spacetime as well as sword attribute energy. After that, it was discovered that he also had the ability to seal things. Now, he even had the devouring attribute. This felt somewhat strange. You want to defeat me with just these few methods? Qin Wentian stared at Qin Wentian as he calmly spoke. You want to use my Dao to deal with me? However, if I control the myriad of Daos, can you transform them endlessly? Shameless boasting. Qin Wentian coldly spoke. In this world, who dares to claim to control the myriad of Daos? I have the absolute beginning Dao and can transform all Daos. This is the true foundation of the myriad of Daos. Is that so? Qin Wentian laughed. Do you think that your absolute beginning Dao is unique and unrivaled in the world? Why don't you guess what my ninth astral soul is? Qin Wentian laughed. I'm not interested. Qin Wentian coldly replied. Look carefully. Qin Wentian calmly spoke. Behind him an astral soul appeared. In an instant Qin Wentian's gaze froze. Not only for him, the experts of the Qin clan and the countless experts below all had strange looks on their faces when they saw that astral soul. This astral soul was actually the same as the one behind Qin Wentian. Even the color was the same. It was an absolute beginning astral soul that originated from the ninth heavenly layer. Qin Wentian's expression froze as he stared at Qin Wentian. After that, he coldly laughed. Not only did you imitate my ancient characters, right now, even your absolute beginning astral soul is the same. Could it be that you have no insights of your own? Everyone had strange looks on their faces. Qin Wentian was imitating Qin Wentian. In that case, how could he surpass Qin Wentian? Imitate you? Qin Wentian laughed. After that, he released his astral souls. In an instant 9 astral souls appeared. 8 of them originated from the 8th heavenly layer and 1 from the 9th. Their astral souls illuminated the sky, incomparably resplendent. When everyone in the world saw the 9 astral souls, their hearts all trembled. Such a combination of astral souls was truly unrivaled in the world. Although there were many extraordinary characters in the supreme ancient immortal realms whose astral souls originated from the 9th heavenly layer, it was impossible for the first 8 astral souls to be more dazzling than Qin Wentian's. This seemed impossible, but the truth was right before their eyes. Open your eyes and look clearly. Qin Wentian calmly spoke. After that, all 9 of his astral souls vanished at the same time. But an instant later, the astral souls behind Qin Wentian lit up once more. The eyes of countless people froze there like they saw something unbelievable. Did you forget about the devouring attribute so quickly? Qin Wentian calmly spoke. This astral soul was a black hole-like devouring astral soul that originated from the 9th heavenly layer. It was different from the 9 astral souls from before. Only now did everyone recall that earlier when Qin Wentian revealed his devouring ability, they actually forgot about it because they were shocked by the combination of his astral souls. 10th astral soul, how can this be possible? The hearts of many trembled. This defied logic. It was impossible for stellar martial cultivators to have 10 astral souls. How can this be? Qin Wentian silently mused. He stared at Qin Wentian's astral souls. Could it be a smoke screen? Are you shocked? You are even more shocked. Qin Wentian calmly spoke. The devouring astral soul vanished, but an instant later, another astral soul appeared, causing the hearts of everyone to tremble. This was another completely different astral soul. It seemed to be the 11th astral soul. Qin Wentian, if you are Heaven's son, chosen by the heavens, then what am I? Qin Wentian calmly spoke. His voice rang out, causing the hearts of countless people to tremble. Heaven's son? What was Heaven's son exactly? Chapter 1918. Today, the experts of the supreme ancient immortal realms gathered here. Many people from the peak powers as well as countless experts from Qin City witnessed this scene. Qin Wentian displayed an astral soul that transcended logic. For stellar martial cultivators, when they reached the heavenly deity realm, they would have 9 astral souls. This was the law of cultivation. But now, there was actually someone who unleashed 11 astral souls. He stood there and asked the heaven's son, Qin Dangtian, if you are heaven's son, what am I? If the heavens chose you, why would I, Qin Wentian, be able to possess 11 astral souls? Qin Dangtian was speechless. The people of the world were speechless as well. They could only stare at this scene. The experts of the Qin clan all felt extremely complicated in their hearts. A descendant of their Qin clan actually had an existence with 11 astral souls. However, he had long since stood on the opposing side of the Qin clan, and wouldn't rest until one of them died. Right now, the people of the Qin clan even felt some doubts. Could heaven's son Qin Dangtian really win for sure? What if Qin Dangtian was defeated? What would the situation be like then? No wonder you can control the heaven vault. Seems like you have truly unraveled the secret of the heaven vault. The treasure your father obtained in the heaven vault back then must have been passed on to you, right? Qin Dangtian coldly spoke. This was also the conjecture of his father, Qin Zheng. Back then the Qin clan spared no expense to search for my father's whereabouts, not willing to let him go. Was their purpose because of the treasure he obtained in the heaven vault? Qin Wentian replied. My ancestors were members of the Qin clan, but they couldn't win against the greed of the Qin clan. You are right, that treasure is already mine. Hence, I'm the controller of the heaven vault. To the current Qin Wentian, all the secrets on him were no longer considered secrets. He controlled the heaven vault, and even the supreme ancient immortal realms wanted to deal with him. In that case, so what if he revealed one more secret? When Qin Zheng and the experts of the Qin clan heard Qin Wentian admitting to it, their eyes gleamed with sharpness. In that case, they mustn't allow Qin Wentian to leave today. What a despicable clan. The descendants of the Qin clan had a fortuitous encounter, yet they spared no expense to obtain it. Today, I want to let the people of the Qin clan see everything. I'm here to tell the Qin clan that you will regret everything you have done. The Qin clan will eventually be destroyed. Qin Wentian slowly spoke. As the sound of his voice faded, a different astral soul appeared behind him, causing the eyes of everyone to freeze. This was the 12th astral soul. How many astral souls did Qin Wentian have? How many astral souls did Qin Wentian have? A thought appeared in someone's mind. However, even they themselves felt that it was absurd. How could this be possible? Qin Wentian's astral souls weren't limitless. In truth, he only had 17 astral souls. When his two clones fused together, each of them had 8 astral souls. After that, he condensed his astral souls from the 9 heavenly layers, forming a connection with the myriad of constellations in the 9 heavenly layers, giving birth to his 17th astral soul, which was also known as the tiny astral being. Hence, the number of astral souls Qin Wentian had was only 17. However, the astral souls formed from the astral souls had a unique characteristic. They were born from connecting with the countless constellations in the 9 heavenly layers. It was like a world of its own, containing countless constellations within. It could transform into any constellation that Qin Wentian could sense, and condense an astral soul. In other words, Qin Wentian's 17th astral soul, the astral soul, could transform into any astral soul he wanted. This was Qin Wentian's 17th astral soul. It was a single astral soul, but at the same time, it was also a trillion astral souls, containing boundless transformations. In this aspect, it was countless times more superior compared to Qin Dangtian's absolute beginning astral soul. At this moment, the astral soul that appeared behind Qin Wentian instantly enveloped the entire sky, enveloping the entire world. The entire sky seemed to be enveloped by the radiance of the astral soul, and within this world numerous terrifying black holes appeared, each of them so deep that the bottom couldn't be seen. It was as though each black hole contained an entire world within, astral souls transforming into Das. Evidently, Qin Wentian had fused his Tao energy with his astral souls. This was a heavenly deity-level technique. And this astral soul was also an astral soul from the 9th heavenly layer. It was formed from an extremely powerful constellation. Back then when Qin Wentian sensed this constellation, he stepped on it and actually sensed the power of dimensional space. This caused people to sigh in admiration. Qin Wentian immediately tried to form an innate connection with this constellation, using it to comprehend the Tao. In the 9th heavenly layer, there were many extraordinary constellations. For example, his 8th astral soul, the River of Time, as well as his absolute beginning astral soul. The higher the heavenly layer, the stronger the constellations. Qin Wentian comprehended it and fused it into his own Tao, creating an extremely powerful heavenly Tao, the dimensional spacetime Tao. Upon seeing this astral soul and sensing the Tao might radiating from it, Qin Zheng frowned. This time around, the feeling Qin Wentian gave him was completely different compared to the time when he first comprehended the Tao. Right now, Qin Wentian had truly transformed. He controlled the heavenly Tao and was like a supreme character, like the Lord of the heavenly Tao. Qin Zheng's confidence in Qin Wentian's victory also started to waver. Now it all depended on whether Qin Wentian's absolute beginning Tao could subdue Qin Wentian or not. During these years of cultivation, Qin Wentian didn't waste any of it. His strongest technique was the absolute beginning Tao. Compared to the time when he fought against Qin Wentian back then, it wasn't just a little stronger. It had also undergone a transformation. He once fought against Qin Wentian and once evaluated that if Qin Wentian was given a few more years, Qin Wentian would definitely surpass him. The gazes of the people of the world grew increasingly excited. Now this was a true confrontation. Before this, many people thought that this battle would be a one-sided one. Heaven's Son would undoubtedly suppress Qin Wentian. Qin Wentian's anger was merely an impulse after his ego swelled up. But now they understood that Qin Wentian truly had the ability to fight against Heaven's Son. During these years, the two most outstanding young men in the supreme ancient immortal realms were both here. Right now they were fighting outside the Qin clan. Qin Wentian didn't say anything more. Right now, only victory could prove everything. Even if Qin Wentian obtained a miraculous encounter and condensed more than 9 astral souls, so what of it? The victory of this battle would still belong to him. Everything that Qin Yuanfeng experienced in the past would happen to Qin Wentian once again. This would be the samsara of history. There would be no changes. Numerous ancient runes entered the absolute beginning astral soul and frenziedly transformed. In an instant, a gigantic Ding character appeared, soaring up into the sky. At this instant, everyone could see countless Ding characters stacking on top of each other, blasting towards the dimension world created by Qin Wentian, wanting to freeze the entire dimension world in place, causing the dimensional black hole to stop spinning and the powerful spatial storm to stop. Absolute beginning Tao, extreme evolution. Everyone silently mused. Qin Wentian strengthened the power of his Tao. Right now, ordinary heavenly deities wouldn't even be able to withstand a single strike from him. Some heavenly deities sighed in admiration. They could sense that if they were the ones fighting against Qin Wentian, they would be in an extremely miserable state. The disparity between heavenly deities could be boundlessly vast. They had no idea how these two figures in the sky cultivated. The space where Qin Wentian was at kept distorting. The Ding character seemed to be twisting as well. The might of the Tao was being sliced apart bit by bit. After that, it dissipated like smoke. Is the power of the absolute beginning Tao only this much? Qin Wentian mocked. Qin Wentian's expression was calm. He folded hand seals as all the ancient runes floated before him, fusing into his absolute beginning astral soul. The absolute beginning astral soul behind him seemed to be undergoing endless transformations. The Tao became stronger and stronger as a heaven-shaking might gushed forth. Qin Wentian seemed to be carrying the power of the 10,000 Taos on his back, resembling a supreme god of war. Qin Dangtian stretched out his finger. In an instant, countless ancient characters transformed into divine imprints that blasted out, slamming into the dimensional black hole, causing the black hole to collapse. The Tao of absolute beginning, returning all Taos to the beginning. The divine imprints blasted out, causing the sky to tremble. It was like a world-destroying divine art. Everything returned to its origin. Even dimensional energy had to return to its origin, transforming into nothingness. In addition, these divine imprints still shone with a resplendent light. They were connected to the absolute beginning astral soul, and seemed to contain boundless energy that would never stop. Qin Wentian ignored these divine imprints. His gaze directly landed on Qin Wentian as he pointed his finger at him. In an instant, the space around Qin Wentian distorted. His body directly appeared as his sword slashed out. A dimensional sword slashed out, severing time and space. The connection between the divine imprints and Qin Wentian was severed. Qin Wentian stretched out his palm as a terrifying dimensional black hole appeared, wanting to devour everything, wanting to devour Qin Wentian's body. The absolute beginning astral soul absorbed the energy in Qin Wentian's palm. After that, in the screen of light behind Qin Wentian, numerous black hole palms appeared as well, wanting to devour everything. Learning from me? Qin Wentian laughed mockingly, as though he was replying to what Qin Wentian had said to him earlier. Qin Wentian said that Qin Wentian wanted to learn from him. However, reality proved that Qin Wentian had many methods. There was no need for him to learn from him. You don't have my astral soul or my law attribute energy. How can you learn from me? Qin Wentian laughed. After that, the boundless dimensional energy frenziedly gushed into the screen of light behind Qin Wentian, gushing into the black hole. He wanted to see how Qin Wentian would be able to withstand such violent energy. Although the absolute beginning Tao could evolve endlessly, that was only in theory. If Qin Wentian cultivated to the ultimate realm, he might be able to form an ultimate Tao. But now it was clearly impossible for him to do so. If not, even his father Qin Zheng wouldn't be his opponent. The absolute beginning Tao was a Tao that could allow one to reach the pinnacle of strength. But before that it wasn't perfect. As the boundless energy gushed into the black hole, the astral soul behind Qin Wentian also trembled, as though it wasn't that stable. Clearly, he truly didn't have the ability to evolve his energy to the pinnacle. But at this moment, Qin Wentian's eyes flashed with an extremely cold light. He spoke, "It's enough to deal with you." As the sound of his voice faded, the palm-sized black hole collapsed. The boundless energy directly gushed into the absolute beginning astral soul, wanting to shatter it. Chapter 1919. Qin Wentian's astral souls trembled as though he was enduring an extreme pressure. His absolute beginning astral soul had the ability to transform everything, and could even absorb the attacks of others. However, when Qin Wentian's attacks reached a terrifying degree, even his absolute beginning astral soul found it hard to withstand it. Before this, when Qin Dangtian used his absolute beginning astral soul to form a dimensional black hole, it was the same as Qin Wentian's. But after all, that was a manifestation of the absolute beginning astral soul, and didn't contain the true power of Qin Wentian's dimension. Hence he had no way to digest it. Hence, he could only refine it into his absolute beginning astral soul. Qin Wentian's absolute beginning astral soul blotted out the sun. His astral soul seemed to be on the verge of collapse. Qin Wentian's long black hair fluttered in the wind as he continued to absorb energy. His resplendent eyes stared at Qin Wentian, gleaming with coldness and determination. He was heaven's son, how could he lose? How could he lose? Today was the day of his grand wedding. Everyone in the world was here to spectate. He couldn't afford to lose and he wouldn't lose either. So what if you had a miraculous encounter? The absolute beginning astral soul is the strongest Tao art in the world, the ultimate heavenly Tao. Qin Wentian arrogantly spoke. He had absolute confidence in his absolute beginning astral soul. As the sound of his voice faded, the absolute beginning astral soul actually countered Qin Wentian's attack. In addition, it contained the ultimate manifestation of Qin Wentian's own Tao. Everyone only saw beams of apocalyptic light piercing through the sky. Everywhere it passed by, everything would be destroyed. There seemed to be no power that could block it. In Qin City, countless people inclined their heads and stared at the sky. The scene in the sky was too terrifying, blotting out the sun as a suffocating pressure bore down. Although the location of their battle was extremely high up in the sky, everyone in Qin City could still feel the true heavenly might. Qin Wentian naturally also felt this power. However, his expression was as calm as ever. He who fought against Qin Wentian before naturally understood that the Qin Wentian today was much stronger compared to back then. In addition, he had experienced the might of the absolute beginning astral soul's absolute beginning astral soul before. Hence, he wasn't surprised by this scene. However, even though Qin Dangtian risked his life to unleash this strike, it was destined that he wouldn't be able to do as he wished. Because this world was a world of Tao that belonged to him, he waved his hands and in an instant, an incomparably gigantic dimensional black hole appeared before him. Qin Dangtian's attacks instantly blasted over, entering the dimensional black hole. It was as though they had entered a dimension created by him. Moreover, this entire world was created by his dimensional spacetime Tao. Here he could control everything. Countercurrent. Qin Wentian finally spat out 2 words. At the instant the sound of his voice faded, Qin Wentian's heart trembled. Around him a spatial tempest manifested, and after that, an apocalyptic might gushed forth, gushing towards him. Weren't these attacks the power he unleashed earlier? He used the power of the absolute beginning Tao art to counterattack Qin Wentian. However, Qin Wentian used his dimensional spacetime Tao, causing time and space to distort, even reversing the flow of time to attack him. In just an instant, Qin Wentian felt like his body was about to be buried by the boundless attacks. He had already endured an incomparably powerful attack, causing his astral souls to tremble violently. Right now, an even more powerful attack was about to land on him. Would Qin Wentian still be able to endure it? Danger! In the Qin clan, Qin Wentian's mother called out. Her beautiful eyes flashed with worry as she involuntarily stepped out. Not only for her at this moment, Qin Zheng also involuntarily walked out, soaring up into the sky. This battle had already surpassed his expectations. Qin Wentian's strength was also beyond his expectations, far surpassing his imagination. Qin Dangtian created a divine wall. Ancient words revolved around it, blocking all the incoming attacks. His body felt like it was about to be buried within the Tao art. Thunderous rumbling sounds rang out, the sky was trembling, the earth was trembling, even the sky was shaking. Qin Wentian's eyes flashed with killing intent. There was no room for reconciliation between him and the Qin clan. If there was a chance, Qin Wentian wouldn't spare him. Similarly, if there was a chance, he wouldn't spare Qin Wentian either. Qin Wentian was Qin Zheng's son, and he was also the enemy who crippled his uncle, the Sky Order heavenly deity. Also, if Qin Wentian died, this wedding that had yet to be held would naturally be meaningless. This was one of the reasons why he chose to challenge Qin Wentian today. As long as Goddess Nikhang hasn't become Qin Wentian's wife, the person he wanted to kill wouldn't be her husband. There was no need for them to become enemies. He didn't wish to face Goddess Nikhang at the same time as Qin Wentian. Kill! From Qin Wentian, dimensional spacetime swords erupted forth, traversing through everything, ignoring the distance of time and space as they shot towards Qin Wentian. At this moment, an incomparably bright light suddenly erupted from Qin Wentian. After that, it was as though the power of the 10,000 Daos in the heavens was unleashed. This was an armor, the supreme treasure of the Qin clan, the myriad law armor. Within it, the Tao of the Qin clan's ancestor was contained within. At this moment, it was able to defend against the incoming attacks. With a thunderous boom, Qin Wentian's body was flung through the air. However, the armor still floated before him, protecting him from the most terrifying attacks. The myriad law armor. Qin Zheng actually gave this treasure to Qin Wentian. The eyes of everyone flashed. Many experts from the peak powers knew of this supreme treasure of the Qin clan. Qin Wentian had also seen it before. Back then in the God's extinction path, when his grandfather appeared to deal with Qin Zheng and the others, Qin Zheng had taken out this treasure when he was fleeing. He didn't expect that Qin Zheng would actually pass it to Qin Wentian. The heavenly Tao might from Qin Wentian gushed forth once more. He wanted to continue attacking, but a beam of divine punishment light appeared in the sky. After that, boundless divine punishment energy locked down the world he was in. Qin Wentian naturally knew who was the one who acted. He turned his gaze downwards and saw Qin Zheng flying over. Behind him, his wife and the other heavenly deities of the Qin clan were all in the air, surrounding Qin Wentian. Just like what everyone expected, if Qin Wentian was truly defeated, it was impossible for the Qin clan to not act. He was the future overlord of the Qin clan, Heaven's son. His talent was unparalleled. Would the Qin clan allow him to die? Although this was a very humiliating matter, especially in front of everyone in the world, face or Qin Wentian's life, which was more important. There was basically no need to think. Qin Wentian also understood this. Hence, he wanted to take this chance to kill Qin Wentian in a single strike. However, with the myriad law armor around, it was impossible for him to do so. In a short instant, Qin Wentian was in the midst of all the heavenly deities. Each and every heavenly deity radiated heavenly might, enveloping the entire sky. Qin Wentian laughed, His laughter was cold and filled with mockery. He stared at Qin Wentian only to see that right now, Qin Wentian's long hair covered his face. He lowered his head, no longer exuding the aura he exuded earlier. As Heaven's son, he was actually defeated. His absolute beginning Dao art lost to Qin Wentian's Dao. He achieved divine might earlier than Qin Wentian. When he was in the Tiandao Sacred Academy, he once looked down on Qin Wentian for not understanding the heavenly Dao. But now, he was actually defeated by Qin Wentian. In front of everyone, on the day of his grand wedding, the Qin Wentian now felt as though his heart was being sliced by blades. He had never felt such a sense of defeat before. In his life, how carefree, how glorious was he. He was born unparalleled, chosen by the heavens, crippling the heavenly mandate realm during the God conferment battle. But everything would be crushed in this battle. All his glory, all his pride, everything would be crushed in a single battle. He, Qin Wentian, was defeated. The people of the world also stared at Qin Wentian, who had his head lowered in the air, as well as that arrogant figure standing there. Countless emotions appeared in their hearts. Heaven's son Qin Wentian, a supreme genius of the Qin clan. Just when everyone thought that he would be the victor, he was actually defeated. He was defeated by Qin Wentian, the son of Qin Yuanfeng, a young heavenly deity who ascended to the heavenly deity realm 200+ years ago. Qin Wentian's fame has long circulated through the supreme ancient immortal realms. However, everyone felt that he didn't have the strength to match his fame. The main reason was because of Goddess Nikhang and the Heaven Vault. But now, everyone understood that even without Goddess Nikhang and the Heaven Vault, an existence like Qin Wentian wouldn't be able to block his radiance. His name was destined to resound through the supreme ancient immortal realms. Qin Wentian naturally wouldn't know what the people of the world were thinking. He only stared at the people in the surroundings. What a familiar scene. I'm sure the people of the Qin clan aren't foreign to this scene, right? Qin Wentian's voice was low and heavy, cold to the extreme, because his father had once experienced such a scene. He defeated Qin Zheng but was surrounded by the elders of the Qin clan. In the end, his fate ended up outside the Qin clan. Right now it was like a cycle of samsara. He defeated Qin Dangtian but suffered the same treatment as his father. Would his ending be different from his father? Qin Wentian, back then when your father obtained a supreme treasure, he wanted to keep it for himself and refused to hand it over to the clan. In fact, he didn't even hesitate to fall out with the clan, all for the sake of his own benefits. Right now, everything of your father's inheritance has been passed on to you, including hatred. Since this is the case, the clan can only clean up the clan once again. Qin Zheng coldly spoke. Qin Dangtian was already defeated, what else could he say? Any words he said would only be criticized by others. But no matter what, he still had to act. Ha! Qin Wentian laughed uproariously. The dignified clan leader of the Qin clan actually dares to say such shameless words in front of everyone? The treasure his father obtained actually had to be handed over to the clan? In that case, who would he hand it over to? Qin Zheng and his father? It sounded so ridiculous. Qin Zheng, if you do this, it would be an insult to the prestige of the Qin clan. At this moment, a calm voice rang out. The eyes of everyone flashed as they stared at the person who spoke. It was none other than the Qiankuan sect leader. As expected, the Qiankuan sect leader was the first one who couldn't control himself and spoke. Clearly, he wouldn't allow Qin Wentian to fall into the hands of the Qin clan so easily. However, this place was the Qin clan. Could it be that the Qiankuan sect leader wanted to fight against the Qin clan? You're tuning in to the Li Mei Sword of Destiny YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.